Duncan.
Yeah, find me across all social media platforms, @Eno_S, and we can have a conversation.
Definitely. Right from our news review segment up all the way to sports. It's a fully packed show for your Sunday morning relaxation. Of course, we'll be coming your way with very important conversations on health, on, nutrition, and of course, we'll be coming into your communities to, look at some of the really important issues, directly affecting you doing the watching right now.
Right. Also, remember that you are part of the show, so send us those messages to the WhatsApp number 0204-447-033. 0204-447-033. Alternatively, you can go on our social media platforms, #Sunday Breakfast, and we will read it right here on the show.
Amazing. Yesterday, we came away with Breakfast Daily Weekend, from 7 to 9 right here. And, it's funny because some of the conversations that we generated on the show, I went back to check the chat box, and so many messages. It was unbelievable of people reminiscing their childhood games.
Oh,
I didn't even think people were that much interested in it. People talking from, the time they had to tie a kite.
Oh, the entoma.
You
tie it on your waist.
Exactly.
And then you hold the other end and run around.
So a lot of people did that as well. There were those who were flowing the kite. And you could tell because if you grew up with a certain background, you flew a kite. If you grew up somewhere else, you tie the entoma and run. And other, so many games. Some of them I've never heard of before.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you remember the names?
I'll probably check the messages again. It shows how far we've come, and it was interesting to hear from our lovely viewers. So like Eno said, this show is interactive. A lot of the discussions we have on the show is literally powered by you. So we love to hear what you make of the issues as well. Send a text, send a message. You can go on Twitter as well. You can use the hashtag Sunday Breakfast on X, formerly Twitter. My personal handle @Mensa Duncan, Mensa without an H, and Eno @Eno_S. And let's get to know your thoughts. We are really interested in them as well. Eno.
Yeah.
Yesterday as well, I was saying that it was a really busy week. Can't think about it, from OSP to cybersecurity amendment, and you were particularly interested in the Lightwave health contract issue, that's boost. Okoboy,
say something.
With that candle,
come and say something else.
Then some ministry PRO somewhere. Hey, then some PA somewhere. It was too chaotic. And I'm just hoping that we can get to the end of it. Of course, other issues on the OSP and the very unfortunate, if I could say, way some people represented the country and agreed on certain things in the name of a revenue assurance contract.
About it yesterday, and they're like, "Oh, do you know people actually send their laundry to the UK to be pressed and then flown back to Ghana?" I'm like, "You're lying."
What I know is that people actually go to the UK for lunch or dinner or something and come back.
And then come back.
Of course, maybe they might do a few, yesterday, for example, I was at a VIP of the Kotoka International Airport, the VIP lounge. Actually, VVIP, I don't know, or anywhere. Seeing of someone.
Yeah.
And I was just looking at some of the people I was seeing there. It was quite interesting, I don't want to say that if they come back later and they say, "Oh, this person has done this," I probably won't be surprised. Because, again, we see the opulence. I talked to my friends from Tamale, and some of them told me that, for example, some of the people mentioned in some of these ongoing scandals.
Yeah.
If you look at the before and the after, it's clear. There's no way your 28,000 or a 30,000 salary as a government appointee of a big institution can even cater for that, right? Some of these people were throwing birthday parties on private jets. They were wearing Richard Mille. Richard Mille is $100,000 plus.
The what?
Yes. They were living large.
Large.
If years later we are being told that certain infractions happened, it gives room for suspicion, and I hope that in spite of it all too, we have law enforcement that is minded to do a very diligent work, irrespective of party affiliation and all of those things. So I'm really hopeful that all of this is addressed, and the OSP is minded to be very diligent and transparent in the process, because that is what a lot of people want the laws to work, but want the law to work fairly.
Definitely, definitely. It's a good time to go into our stories, right? So I'm on channel1newsonline.com, and stories on that portal. KMA worried over low trader participation in sanitation exercise. Apparently, the trader is seated in front of the shop is closed, all right, but they're just sitting down waiting for, somebody to come and clean the frontage of their shops for them. Anyway, other stories you'll find on channel1newsonline.com. My joy comes from seeing projects transform lives, not personal gain, and that's according to Baumia. Senor Hosi, SML contract should never have been signed. SML scandal could have been avoided if NPP involved Baumia. Senor Hosi. Again, SML scandal. I'm mortified. Franklin Cudjoe is saying that.
Yeah.
And they were all on the big issue yesterday at 9 with Umar Sanda Amadu. Senor Hosi urges President Mahama to target Galamsey kingpins. If you come down to the trending stories on Channel 1 News Online, in the northern region, houses burned in Katijeli over farmland dispute, and chiefs engaging in Galamsey will be arrested. Amakufi-Boa says so. German President Frank-Walter Steinmeier to pay state visit to Ghana, and minority demands transparency in gold board operations. Jude?
So let me take you to citynewsroom.com. Big story here. Hogbachocho Volta Economic Zone will change Ghana and boost livelihood. That's coming in from the Chief of Staff, Julius Deborah. KMA to sanction persons who avoid National Sanitation Day exercise. Baumia, I entered politics to serve, not to enrich myself. I don't know if it was responding to the unfortunate comment by the Member of Parliament for Akim South.
Probably.
Who has said that he was a slave, and very, anyway, very responsible, if you ask me, from the Member of Parliament. Anyway, I don't hold anything against him. Manasseh on Senor Hosi's apology. And the backstory is that Senor Hosi apologized to Manasseh for refusing him some information when the journalist wanted to investigate the GRA SML scandal. So yes, there's also a video on citynewsroom.com of Senor Hosi giving a big background to the controversial GRA SML deal. Exporters risk up to 10 years in jail for failing to repatriate proceeds. That's coming in from the Bank of Ghana. SML contract cancerous, riddled with failures at every level. Franklin Cudjoe has been speaking. Ghana initiates major gold sector audit as Africa tightens grip on resource governance. Also here, Baumia was embarrassed by the SML GRA arrangement, Senor Hosi reveals. SML scandal, why not take charges to court? Ifya MP to OSP. SML contracts breached law and common sense. That's coming in from Manasseh Awuni Azuri. Bembela SHS, Education Minister, commissions 160-bed dormitory. Also here, one hot meal vendors demand contract renewals and arrears payments. Moving on, Kumasi Mayor orders shops to shut down till 2 p.m. over Sanitation Day boycott. Is this even like, is it
legal?
Yeah.
I don't know.
How, like, does he have that discretionary powers to say that, okay, you didn't do this, so, or it's in the bylaw that if you refuse to show up, there are certain consequences?
I'm not sure.
The headline sounds like it was an arbitrary decision to say, okay, I'm going to shut down shops.
But
and this mayor,
everybody shuts down their
the mayor has he has a history, right? Was it not the same person who said he was going to flog people and stuff like that? We should get the lawyers to come and tell us whether he's Watumra. That's how people say, right?
Yeah.
Watumra.
Hey, why are you?
What do you mean?
The trees coming small.
What do you mean? Reverend Stephen Wengam leads Assemblies of God delegation to mourn Nana Kunedu Ajeman Rawlings. And finally here, OSP disagrees with parts of KMG KPMG report on SML GRA contract.
Okay, I'm on graphiconline.com. Stories you'll find on their portal. West Akim Assembly utilizing revenue for development, MCE. EC reopens nominations in areas without candidates for district level elections. Ghana Armed Forces extends recruitment deadline. New national school leadership standards developed. Bamia heads to Western region as NPP flag bearer race intensifies. FDA bans Omama herbal mixture after tests revealed dangerous drug adulteration. NPP condemns Asante Achim MP over tribal comment against Bamia, what you mentioned earlier. 3 TVET principals suspended. They are alleged to have collected unapproved fees. And the German president arrived Sunday for a 3-day visit. President Mahama directs that all GRA SML contracts should be cancelled, and a certified welder training testing center inaugurated in Accra. Conference, the 5,000 Obasa residents benefit from free health screening, and Acting Chief Justice Bafoboni urges young women to dream beyond the present.
Interesting. President Mahama reaffirms government's commitments to strengthening media freedom. Also here, Speaker Babin calls for increased funding for climate action. President commemorates Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and all of these stories on the GhanaNewsAgency.com. Moving on, Public Accounts Committee Lords MIF for their institutional reforms. Moving on, ban all forms of mine and health administrators urge President. Speaker Babin leads breast cancer awareness drive, urges MPs to support financially. That was at the point where he said that
1,000 Ghana should be taken
Obia
salary by the Clerk of Parliament.
Interesting. So, these are the big stories on GhanaNewsAgency.org.
Okay, I am on newscenter.com. Stories you'll find on that portal. NPP rebukes MP for tribal comments against Bawumia. German president to pay a 3-day visit to Ghana. Minister moves parliament to revoke forest mining law. Yesli I CEO named overall best SME at 2025 MTN Smega Awards. China and EU in diplomatic storm over Ghana, and Mahama cancels SML contract. Court refuses injunction application on Daddy Lumba's funeral. Oh, by the way, and this is not on the portal, but how are Kraka feeling?
Is it relevant to the show?
I heard Opokuwari kicked you guys out of the semis.
Is it relevant to the show?
Yeah, it's relevant.
But
show. Because you always mention Akraka, Chiblo.
Me, I mentioned Chiblo. What has Chiblo got to do with Akraka now? You're fine, you're to be fair, it's not like, I think every Akraka student and old student knows that. If we go in and we win, hallelujah.
Okay.
If we go in and win, praise the Lord. But it's not like, the boys are good, but we are not known for that.
Okay. What are you known for?
I think it's a predominantly business school. And it's funny because it was just yesterday I was looking at something. And the MDs of like some of the really big banks we have here, so Fidelity's MD, Prudential's MD, Absa Bank's MD. I think there's another one, a couple more. Well, all of them were
business. It's more like a business school than
the former BOB.
I mean, but to get to the
let me
quarters,
see. So
isn't the quarterfinals?
Yeah. So there's Fidelity, there's Absa Bank, their MD.
All their MDs.
Yes, there's Prudential Bank MD, there's former BOG governor, there's this big microfinance, Daffin Finance. All of them went to Accra. And there are so many of them. Maybe we're a business school. Maybe
that's your excuse.
Maybe we're a sports school too as well.
That's your excuse.
Yeah, maybe we're a sports school. So
because of what's his name?
It's always But anyway, I don't. Louis,
I'm sorry. Our boys schools are Pokuai, so when they go, we go. When they move, we move. Just like that. Have you heard that song before? When they move, they... So kudos to Pokuai school. When him say a time when she every day, any day, all the time. And so yeah, thank you so much for beating a cracker so that I can have this opportunity to
I have no words for you.
Tease Jude on this morning.
I have no words for you.
Do you want to go into any of the stories, or you have another portal that we have?
Just some international news, and Trump is talking about Nigeria.
Hey, what is he saying?
So Trump, on CNN's website, Trump orders Pentagon to prepare for possible action in Nigeria. And when they say possible action, it could be an invasion, it could be...
Why is he invading Nigeria? What did they do?
So the reason is because the president, that is Trump, has continued to accuse Nigeria of allowing violence against Christians. And this is an accusation Nigeria has repeatedly denied. But if you go further up north, there's so many atrocities against Christian communities.
Boko Haram,
absolutely,
things happen right.
And they feel like over the years, successive governments in Nigeria, they've been nonchalant, I say indifferent, Bisano, in their approach to, dealing with Boko Haram head on.
But what has that got to do with the U.S.?
Yeah, but Trump is a far right. And as part of the ideals of far right, they believe in the evangelical movements, they believe in the faith, the Christian faith, they believe that Christians shouldn't be oppressed. So if they, see any evidence of that, it triggers them. And I think Nigeria is a country that is, somewhat significantly dependent on the US. I mean, many other countries are. So, yeah.
That should be a new idea.
Charlie, what time is always? So, yeah, and to be fair, this is not the first time this issue is coming up. It's been, yeah. Anyway, moving on, counter-terrorism police investigating after 10 wounded in UK train stabbing attack. Right, unfortunate. And also, they have a story on US lawmakers intensifying calls for Andrew to address Epstein ties. The Epstein matter doesn't seem to be leaving this. Are they still in shutdown?
His title has been stripped from
so,
him.
The headline didn't say Prince Andrew. They just
said Andrew.
Charlie somewhere.
But apparently he's still in line for to succeed the throne. But
how's that mean possible?
I doubt it'll ever get to him.
How can you succeed the throne if you are not?
You don't have a title.
Exactly.
I guess maybe their rules haven't gotten to that part yet. So, but it'll never get to him. Like if you check the charts. Hey, there are too many people before it gets. By the time it gets, it won't be amongst the living anymore.
So maybe very briefly on BBC Koto as well, because 9 people were life-threatening injuries after stabbings on Doncaster London train. So still on that same story, a flea man shouted, "Someone's got a knife." Eyewitness tells BBC. 300 million tourists just visited China's stunning Xinjiang region. Interesting feature to showcase a really nice place. We need
to do a morning show from China one day.
Andrew, formerly Prince Andrew, fixed palace visit for firm with a £1.4 million deal with ex-wife. Charlie. Anyway, so these are some of the big stories. And interesting here, you might be interested in this. Young Russians are being seduced by a cheap, dangerous weight loss pill called Molecule.
Wow.
So as people are drinking slim tea here, left, right, in Russia, it's a drug. Absolutely. And Kenyan landslide kills 21 after heavy rainfall. Oh, sorry. And Tanzanian president wins election as 100 feared dead in unrest. I saw a report that said that she won the election by 98% of votes.
Wow.
Like, how is that even possible in a modern day democracy? Like, how can you go to an election and 9 out of 10 people think I want to lead the country? It just can't be possible.
Why can't it be possible?
It wasn't possible because she oppressed and jailed all her political opponents. And they are saying that, women in male-dominated fields. So the whole thing about what the man can do, a woman can do better.
She's doing it better.
I'm telling you, Tanzania's president has taken it to a different level. And like the reports are that she can't be bothered. Like she just, at least show some concern, right? So you're brutalizing people, but at least you're listening to. She's just there, and she shut down the internet. She has unleashed the military on the citizens, and all these are BBC reports I read earlier on. So,
right. You mentioned that 9 people have injuries in the
Doncaster landing train.
As the UK is stabbing, the US is guns.
Yeah. UK have a knife. I think they have a stabbing and a knife problem.
Yeah.
There are many stories like that, and it's come up so many times in their parliament.
I beg, let's come to our home way. Come and
cry
our own cry.
We have
let's come and cry our own cry.
Somebody's stealing money. Somebody is insulting somebody. A soldier is beating somebody. Road accident. Chaka. Somebody will go and park Abuboya on the highway and is sleeping. Then some careless driver will just come and wreck, and he's in an instant he's dead. Then if you are going to buy medicine to a reckless military officer is just assaulting you. If you go to a hospital, you don't have beds. Yesterday I was also at
find your patient records.
Yesterday I was at there, and I want to say big ups to 37 Military Hospital.
Oh, really?
I was at the pediatric ward yesterday.
I've never been inside before.
Really? That's
always
like my
packed.
that was like my 3rd time.
Okay.
That was like and for the first time I went to the pediatric ward. I was really just quietly observing.
Right.
And I felt that the nurses there, especially at the ward, were doing quite a good job.
That's where Anna works, right?
Yeah. When
Anna's
she comes out, tell her.
nutritionist
So I was just quietly observing. I don't know, maybe it's a 1 out of, I don't know, I don't want to assume. But I was just impressed with what I saw at the very, and it was so heartbreaking, And I remember someone wrote an article.
Heartbreaking for what?
For me, like seeing children in pain, some of them were crying for like the whole time I was there. They were wailing, like they had. It was sometimes very heartbreaking to see. And I was going to say that someone wrote an article and said that everything in Ghana can kill you. Like think about it. You go to the hospital, chaka, you go to pharmacy to buy medicine, then military man, chaka, police collecting bribe on the road, they can't be bothered about anything. Like, we need to do better. I don't know.
All right, I wanted us to review this KMA story. They're worried over the low trader participation in the sanitation exercise yesterday. Even me yesterday, I honestly forgot that the first Saturday of every month has now been designated for sanitation exercises across the country. I completely forgot. So I drove myself to a shop. I was going to buy something, and I got there and the shop was closed, and I'm like, what's happening? Like, why are they not open? Because they're always opened at that time. Only to find out that it was Sanitation Day. So a bit of the story on channel1newsonline.com reads, the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly has expressed concern over the continued low participation of traders in the National Sanitation Day cleanup exercise within the city's central business district. Environmental Health Officer at the KMA, Kweku Poku, said the Assembly has made several efforts to encourage traders and shop owners to take part in the monthly cleanup exercise, but response levels remain poor. According to him, despite repeated public announcements and sensitization campaigns before each exercise, many shop owners still close their shops and stay away, leaving most of the work to Assembly staff and volunteers. Mr. Poku disclosed that the Mayor of Kumasi, Richard Kwesi Ofori-Boadi-Agyeman, has directed the Assembly to develop new strategies to ensure maximum participation going forward. He reminded traders that the National Sanitation Day is a national exercise and participation is mandatory. The comments follow the Mayor's recent directive that all shops within the CBD remain closed until after 2 p.m. as a sanction for traders who refuse to join the cleanup exercise. A visit by City News to the area revealed that although many shops were closed in compliance with the directive, several traders were seen sitting idle in front of their shops instead of participating in the cleanup. City authorities say stricter measures will be implemented in future to ensure that all traders contribute to efforts to keep Kumasi clean and healthy. They should devise new ways and methods. I think they should just go to Otumfo, go and use his voice to say, first Saturday of every month, we're cleaning our surroundings and see if they won't do
But yes,
it.
that's the point. It shouldn't have to take.
I know,
It
but
shouldn't have to take
sometimes
a leader of a stature to say
to
clean
say
your
clean your
environment
before you
you
do
know,
it.
like those things are for like boarding house, right? Where you're like, your dormitory, hey, house master will come, remember, you'll be sleeping. They'll come and pour it on us. Like,
Are you serious?
oh!
But if you know that you're supposed to clean it.
Yeah, that's the thing. So it is at that level that you can say, okay, I'm waiting for like a higher authority or a
To come
superior
and-
authority.
and
But if
shout
you
or-
understand the need to have or live in a clean environment, you shouldn't wait for someone. It should be inherent in you that
If
I'm
you
going to clean.
Speak to the
And that is
older
why we need a
generation, right?
collective mindset approach to some of these
If you
issues.
speak to the older generation, they'll tell you how back in their days, like the filth that we see now was non-existent. They used to call Kumasi the garden city, you know, because there were bins. They throw rubbish into the bins. There was greenery, like the spaces were nice. So I don't know how we got from there to where we are now. I don't know. I think maybe we should start from when we're in primary school about cleanliness. What do they say? Cleanliness is next to
Next to
godliness.
godliness.
Yeah. Maybe start right from there and then do as you are being told. You see adults throwing stuff into the bin and not hurling things out of the cars as they drive by. But I don't know how they're going to ensure the traders participate. But believe you me, if they use the king, they'll fall in line.
It's unfortunate,
They'll
it's
fall in
unfortunate. Also, I
if
think
you tell
we
them
should,
to pay 1,000 Ghana, 1,000 Ghana is not, I mean, yeah, they'll complain, but
Yeah.
Charlie.
I think we should also do the hard work of rallying citizens together, talking to them. Like I said, back in the day, there were very effective ways we were going about it through the power of television, through the power of media, right? We had ads that talked about,
Interesting campaigns
Exactly.
and interesting songs
Thank
that
you.
stick.
Up
Like
until
there's
now.
one on every station now. Everybody knows that song.
Exactly. So there are more innovative ways of going about it. The power of new media, the power of traditional media, especially. So I'm thinking that we should go back to the days. And like everybody my age or slightly older remembers that malaria song. What was this? The malaria song that the guys were cleaning. Malaria free future. This is our youth. Come back, malaria, children. I think it was Great Lantern Mills also.
Yeah, wasn't it a school?
Yeah, Great
Yeah.
Lantern Mills School.
Yeah.
And it was, so when you see stagnant water, you're like, hey, malaria. So it has a way to affect the national psyche.
Yeah.
So my point, so many of them, even the Horonsa, Faseminaye,
Faseminaye.
all of those things were part. So for me, I think that we should still go back to those time-tested and tried and efficient, means of getting people to. And when you rally an issue like that, they now understand the need for it. So it becomes inherent now. They know subconsciously rather than trying to use force and Takashi and Charlie.
I think they feel that the people now need more force than, like I say, when we talk to you, you don't listen. So maybe force.
The population has
must be
changed
applied.
significantly. I mean, there are a lot more younger people now. Their approach to doing things, differ. I think we've gotten more busy as a country, but it's normal with the kind of growth trajectory we've had, right? So we are expanding the jobs. Like the country has changed so much from like 20 years ago. So you also need new ways to do that. And that is the hard work of sitting down to strategize, to, plot how to make it effective. But if you just issue a decree from your office that no one will mind you, because some may not even have genuinely heard it. So the point is that find ways, like plan it, plot it. That is why we pay you. That's why we give you a V8 to drive. But what else again?
They can come pick you for a strategic.
Oh, media, I'll give you this thing.
And they'll give you a bill.
Yeah, I'll give you free consultancy because I want it to work. So that is the point. But you see, a lot more often than not these days, they don't want to do the hard work. They want optics. And I'm not saying the KMA is an example, but we see some appointees. One of them was even moving around as a military man. Cybersecurity authority. What business do you have having a security man move around with you. You know, so it's become more optics than
the actual
performance. Work. You know, and they are going everywhere. Bloggers, no, Charlie, you have to do. Why you do the work could speak for you.
Yeah.
You know, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so, KMA, I beg you, sit down. See, call editors to a meeting. Sit down, give them money to come up with concept ideas, arts, very instructive ways to promote the thing. Play it on radio stations, play it on TV stations, get it on social media. For like run it for a month, you see the changes. You know, of course, together with other development agents. So you get the chiefs involved, you get, you know, assemblymen involved. That is the hard work.
Yeah.
Not, hey, echna, yeah, pra, so one bar, yeah, the bar, the baufie, now you gomo. No, nobody will mind you. Nobody will mind you. You know, so let's go back to
when you were talking about old-time adverts, this one just popped up in my head, but I don't remember what it was geared to. Hey, Akodawo Kohi.
Yes.
Library.
Yes.
Was it
the guy with the big head?
Go and study? Was that it? Or was a library thing?
No, it was like drugs. It was drugs. It was against drugs. Like there were so many of them.
Yeah.
There was even one on like HIV/AIDS.
Yes.
You know, ABC of AIDS, abstain, be faithful,
condom
use. Like, and these were like very effective ways. I don't know, maybe viewers should tell us what their favorite advert. I think it was their favorite social awareness campaign was. Mm-hmm. I think it was the malaria. That was my generation.
That was your generation.
And the ad of the woman who was pounding the fufu, went to use the washroom.
Come back, use
the gems,
water.
the purple gems on their hands. I think
it
traumatized me.
I was like, good God.
You know, but everybody remembers that. Many years down the line, you know, so that is the work.
Yeah.
You know, somebody planned it too.
All those years ago,
20 years down the line, we're still talking about
it because we remember.
Thank you.
But, see, if education is delivered in songs, and
it's true.
Because you remember songs.
It's true.
And then you forget what your teacher told you 2 seconds ago.
Like 10, 15 years ago, there was this one by Akosombo International School. So, use electricity wisely, save the Akosombo Dam, cut down energy consumption, and pay the least. I remember the song so clear. In fact, we even sang it in school one time.
Oh, you did?
Yes. So, back in the day, after ironing, you check, is
it off?
You know, so there's a place for it.
Yeah.
Let's not think that we've outgrown. No, we've not outgrown it. I call it the time tested and tried.
It has
and
been
efficient.
Time tested and tried.
You know, so why are you now pushing it aside to say that I can sit in my office or record a video and no, it won't work that way.
Yeah.
You need to get the buy-in or the support of the people. So they tag that. Like that's the leader's job to influence.
If they wanted to pay,
sometimes it's not even money.
Come give us money so that we do the thing for you using AI.
Sometimes it's not. No, but even that one, say you can pardon them. I think that whole cybersecurity month thing they did, it had an effect.
Oh wow!
Like
it was amazing.
You know, so
I learned a thing or two.
Exactly, and so many other people did as well. You know, so if you are replicating this on other media platforms, I don't even think if you come to CTN and say, "Oh, boss," it's a public service announcement. I'm not even thinking it will be like a bank breaking. For my notes, it will be even free.
Yeah, you never know.
Yo, so please, let's be minded
like
to do.
The youth now not wanting to use condoms. Good way to bring back the ABC advert and then take it from there. So yeah.
I know.
Yes.
Very briefly, right?
Please don't bring a depressing one.
Oh, no. I mean, it depends on where you stand on the political divide.
Oh, boy.
But Senyo Hosi has been speaking. How did you know?
I just knew it.
He said that Bawumia was embarrassed by the SML, and SML is the Strategic Mobilization Limited, and GRA arrangement, and that's from Senyo Hosi, F4 Hosi. Except read, Finance and Economic Policy Analyst Senyo Hosi has disclosed that former Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia was embarrassed by the controversial revenue assurance arrangements between Strategic Mobilization Limited, SML, and the Ghana Revenue Authority, GRA. Speaking on the big issue on Channel 1 TV on Saturday, Mr. Hosi claimed that the entire deal was orchestrated by former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta and his close associates. Now this is quote, "If Bawumia will be honest, he told me straight in my face in my face that he was embarrassed by this arrangement, and we discussed it. Bawumia did not sign up to this. This is a pure Kenoforiata Akore, and Edu said, interestingly, Eduse's name never comes, he said. Mr. Hosi's comment follows the announcement by the Special Prosecutor, Kissie Jabin, of plans to press charges against several individuals implicated in the controversial SML GRA contracts by the end of November 2025. And he made so many other startling revelations, right? So, for example, he talks about how he was part of the team that conceptualized the idea, and later it was taken over by Ken and his assigns, and they were blocked from sharing their thoughts around it. He goes on to talk about the fact that the deal in the current form that was signed by the former finance minister should never have been signed. He talks about the fact that he was very instrumental in the initial stages. In fact, he said that
he wrote someone's speech, right?
He edited the speech for Kenoforiata.
Okay.
He said so many things yesterday on the Big Issue show, and he's been trending.
He will trend.
He has an interesting history, but I don't even think he cares. He's carefree. He speaks his mind. I think he also passionately loves the country, so
right.
He wants it to work. But a lot of people have been talking. He was part of he was seen in that whole E-levy cake matter. So a lot of people are always quick to refer him back to it. To suggest that he was around, certain influential persons in the former administration. But he's just a policy analyst, and for the work he does, you need to be in important spaces, to understand the issues deeply and to have a proper sense of judgment. And I think so far he's been doing okay. So that's something you should watch him on Big Issue. You out of nowhere, he will just, yesterday we were talking about SML. He pauses the show and he's like, President Mahama, where are the Galamsey kingpins? I'm like, what has brought Galamsey in the matter? But that's Senyo for you. So, good morning to Efo Senyo Hoshi. Anyway. All right. I think that's all that I have.
That's all that you have.
Oh, yeah. I'm just saying happy birthday to he's a good friend of of the station.
Whose birthday?
Oh, the Chief Executive Officer of the National Youth Authority, Osman Ayariga, Esquire. Charlie. He did deliver.
Happy birthday.
He did do the job. Recently he held a National Youth Conference. It was big. They did really important stuff. He's been advocating for the youth, and I think that's important that we highlight some of the institutional reforms he's brought. So happy birthday to you, Osman Ayariga. He has to come to the studio one of these days and we talk about, I think he also did a red campaign, the pill when young people he was actively involved in all of that. So please, I beg you, please come on the show one of these days and let's talk about all the things you are doing within the space. But yeah, happy birthday to you. I know.
Yeah, just a quick reminder that the German president is paying a state visit to Ghana. He arrives today till November 2, which is Tuesday. Actually, November 4, pardon me, which is Tuesday. And according to the statement from the presidency, it aims to strengthen Ghana-Germany relations, particularly in the areas of trade, investment, technology, and development cooperation. So the official program will begin on Monday with a full military guard of honor at the forecourt of the presidency. President Steinmeier and his host, President John Dramani Mahama, will hold a closed-door meeting before joining their respective delegations for bilateral talks in the Credentials Room. A state luncheon will later be held in honor of President Steinmeier and his delegation at the Presidential Banquet Hall. In the afternoon, the German president will visit the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park, where he will lay a wreath at the tomb of Ghana's first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. He's also expected to engage young Ghanaian IT specialists before attending a reception at the German ambassador's residence. And on the third day, President Steinmeier will travel to Kumasi, where he will perform a sword-cutting ceremony at the Kumasi Technical Institute and interact with Vice Chancellor, staff, and alumni of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and technology. And he'll visit the Kumasi Center for Collaborative Research and pay a courtesy call on the Asantehene Otumfuo Osei Tutu II at the Menchia Palace before his departure on Tuesday evening. So that's something to look forward to whilst you're here. You remember we mentioned the FDA raising alarm over the same pots. You know, we like to use the same for either jollof or banku. Yeah. So I'm wondering what new thing is in. Okay, so the FDA raises alarm over the same pots linked to cancer, kidney diseases. So a bit of the story: the Eastern Regional Manager of the FDA, Anita Usukufor, has called for an immediate ban on locally made cooking pots, popularly known as dadeseng. She said FDA investigations had detected dangerous levels of lead used in the production of the pots, warning that the contamination poses serious health risks to consumers. Madam Usukufor made the call during a stakeholder engagement on heavy metal contamination in cereal legume mixes held in Somenya in the Yilokroba municipality of the Eastern region. She explained that FDA surveillance revealed that lead, a toxic heavy metal, is often added during the manufacturing process of dadeseng pots to soften the metal and ease molding. However, this practice, she cautioned, exposes users to severe health conditions such as cancer, kidney failure, and Parkinson's disease. Wow. When asked how consumers could identify lead-contaminated pots, Madam Usukufor said the best solution is for artisans to stop using lead entirely and adopt safer alternatives such as stainless steel for cookware production. She also cautioned against the careless use of non-stick cookware, warning that once the protective coating begins to wear off, it can release toxic chemicals and heavy metals into food. She further noted that some materials used in manufacturing kitchen utensils are questionable and can become harmful when scratched or corroded, as chemicals may leach into food and enter the bloodstream, leading to chronic illnesses. The FDA regional manager emphasized that ensuring food safety requires collective action among producers, regulators, and consumers. When this story broke, social media went agog. Like, I mean, we've been using that as saying for God knows how long. Why is that all of a sudden you're discovering that there's a material inside that can affect us, affect our health, and cause cancer and kidney diseases and even Parkinson's disease? Yeah. And so people are skeptical, saying, are they sure, are they not sure? But I feel like over the years, people who manufacture these things are either increasing the quantities of the lead, or back then we weren't paying attention to what they use to manufacture the dadeseng. It's either one or the other. I know, more than ever, right? I'm just convinced that it is indeed God that takes care of us. Because like a lot of the things that are really like harmful. See, I've seen like a lizard fall in stew, and the woman took the lizard out of the stew and pretended to be like throwing the stew away.
Yeah, she just put it aside. Somebody casually said in the queue that she would sell the stew again. You know, that's not to disgust you, but the point is that with a lot of the things that happen in this country, right, it is indeed God who is, you know, but that doesn't negate the fact that we need like institutions to be up and doing, right? So for example, the FDA, the Standards Authority, what's been their role in all of this since this story broke out, you know, So for me, I think that we need institutions that work, strong institutions, not necessarily strong men. We've heard this over and over again. I think it was Obama who said that, right? So I think the FDA should be able to say, okay, we've taken this matter up. It's not even a food matter, right? So Standards Authority, you know, they should be able to say, we've taken this matter up, we are looking into what it is and ensure that the best possible product is on the market, you know, to safeguard the populace. And I think it's an important conversation to be had. The health ministry, you know, they have a role to play. I'm sure there's a division responsible entirely for this. So I think as in the newsroom, we should take the story up.
Yeah, that they say. Oh, of course, we will.
Every household has a that they say.
Yeah.
Like, tell me. No, see, if you don't even do it to your house, you go to some bonyo party. So Iyase jollof you eat. It is that they say, you know, so it is something that touches every household.
Cooking.
I'm telling you. Yeah. You can say you live in Yesterday I went to some house in Cantonment. Oh, Charlie. No, they're gonna, first used to be 2, but now it's 3.
It's 3.
I promise you.
There are levels to this game.
Hey! So.
It has the smart technology that we were talking about yesterday. Jude.
The house has an elevator.
Ajay.
Yes. See, Charlie, don't make me lights will cry. How much?
Well, how many floors is there?
Like 3 or 4.
Oh.
Okay, like 3, then there's like a rooftop kind of thing.
Nice.
Yeah, I think they want to convert it into an office space. You don't even know what to use the property for. But anyway, so the point is that it touches every household, right? So we need serious leadership on this.
Right. That's our news review segment for you. We have more for you. Don't go away.
Made it 1, 2, 3, and now 4. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for a night of rhythm, culture, and pure Ghanaian energy. Inchinchim Band is back. And this time, it's bigger, louder, and more electrifying than ever. It's the Inchinchim Experience, the Avivi edition. Happening live on the 14th of November 2025 at the National Theatre. Showtime, 8 o'clock p.m. sharp. Featuring Lucky Mesa, Famiye, Na Ajaman, AEC, Lexi the Comic, Kwame Bringer, and TM Music. It's going to be a night of unforgettable music, laughter, and culture, all on one stage. Tickets going for 150 Ghana cedis. You can dial *920*126*2# to grab your tickets now. For more enquiries or information, call 0503-127-463 or 0541-690-409. This year's concert is mainly powered by Avivi Foods, Ghana's fastest growing food brand, championing local produce and authentic homegrown flavors. Proudly sponsored by Center Point Mall, Verna Water, Boat, Zomo. Media partners. Don't be left out of this year's amazing experience. Come and let's have fun together. Inchinchim Experience, Ghana's rhythm, our legacy. Inchinchim Experience. Feel the music.
This November, something amazing is coming to Accra. Are you a farmer with fresh produce? Are you into fish farming, poultry, or livestock? Then get ready for the November edition of the AgriFair 2025. Yes, AgriFair 2025. It's happening on Friday the 28th to Sunday the 30th of November. It's happening at the A4 Sutherland Children's Park, and it's 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. each day. It's the ultimate weekend marketplace. From fruits and vegetables to poultry, livestock, and fish to agri-inputs and processing machinery, all at unbeatable farm gate prices. Whether you're selling or buying, this is your chance to connect, trade, and grow. Enjoy the freshest farm produce, sizzling kebabs, and a vibrant marketplace atmosphere all in one space. Register now and secure your spot. Call 0558-973-973 for more information. AgriFair 2025, where culture meets innovation. AgriFair 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 City FM and is proudly sponsored by Horticulture Business Platform, Development Bank Ghana, Legacy Crop Improvement Center, and Gersel.
Technology has helped various caregivers and professionals in the circles of autism to enhance their skills.
It will enhance their social interaction through virtual meetings.
The cost of the equipment needs to be made affordable, cheaper, so that people could use it and access it.
A lot of people can use like we are able to use shortcode, which is that once you have average network to even send SMS, it is able to answer certain questions.
People at the rural end should not be left out, because that would actually reduce this rural-urban migration.
Welcome to EdTech Monday. This is a platform for education, technology discussions, and we have a focus on policymakers, entrepreneurs, and educational ecosystem. EdTech Monday is a platform created by the MasterCard Foundation in partnership with MEST Africa to bring EdTech entrepreneurs, policy stakeholders, and government together to deliberate on important issues within EdTech.
Watch EdTech Mondays on Mondays at 7 p.m. Brought to you by the MasterCard Foundation in partnership with MEST Africa, only on Channel 1 TV.
Mawagbo, Mawumri Jolo, Wayibalo Mawu Mochumyo, Mawagbo. Mawumri Jolo, Wayibalo Mawu Mochumyo, Ikata Chekepyo hey, Kewa Mampeken oh. Kewa mampeke kra, kacheke pyo. Kewa mampeke kra, mawuago, mawumri jolo, wayipalo. Mawu Mochumyo, Iketa Chekepyo hey, Kawa Mampeken oh, Kawa Mampeken kra, Kachekepyo hey, Kawa Mampeken kra. Mawagbo, Mawumri Jolo, Wayibalo Mawu Mochumyo, oh, Onwara, Nichi. For Jesus, oh Munshira Nidi na oti sada onuara ni Jesus, amenyina Sada Onuara bow before him. There is no one like him. There is no one like our Jesus. Monto yeho owa kwai ehonyo sene ni onyam no yekese sene ni onyam no yekesi onu ni yenkra hitabia onu ni yenkra Abia, hey, ori ma boni bi entu yen yo. Ori ma boni bi entu yen. Everywhere you are, Monto aye ijo mano. Yeno pari ishi raka honyanko okapo subwa anoku oka pusu bua anu the boom sienia hoto oh the boom sienia hoto ti ni nyansa mu ni hwehwebia ni nya usemo ni shi shebia oh denna ya di bato no denna Odi betu nihu monto aye yinyumo monto aye eyicho mano nani nyoma yeno Namiti enipia etise nkrofo eni nsuo bebre eni aprana bebre eni etie mu se hallelujah ewrade yenyankopon no edihini ewade enyinamu the Lord he reigns forever and ever. Listen to this. Asafuyi huwadi ohuroma noda asafuyi huwadi montonyo manoda hallelujah hallelujah Yehovah din asafuye owadin moroma no hallelujah 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 Yehovah din asafu Yehovah din moroma. Wherever you are, you can lift up your handkerchiefs and sing with me. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Yehovah Tihen Asafu Yehovah Tihen Moroma. Oh, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Yehovah. Oh, lift him up, lift him up. Asafoye, oh, Adi, Mohoroma, no, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Yehovah Tihen. Oh, Asafu, Yehovah Tihen. Oh. Mikra Inaye. Oh, Mikra Inaye. Mikra Inaye. Oh, Mikra Ina. Lift your voice and sing, my soul, praise the Lord. My soul, praise the Lord. My soul, praise the Lord. My soul. Why am I singing this? If he said, Wamamia, minsa, menyonya, mineni monya, na yeyi, erinsa me, numota. Oh, Amamia, minsa, menyonya, mineni monya, na yeyi, erinsa me. I know you understand what I'm saying. Wamamia, minsa, what the Lord has done. Menyonya, mineni monya, payeyi, rinsa me. I'm not talking about the physical things. I'm talking about how he redeemed us from destruction and brought us into light because of his blood. And I agree with the songwriter who sang this song that says that Eye wo na wo to me abodini na wo tua makanyi na mami Erade wo nkuto na wo say intimity mi hunyi na mawo Wadum no doso Eradi wadum nunti Amamin so masebio Ejonya mie Wosumbo I respect you. You are everything. I bow before you, my King. Oh, Ejonya mie, Wadumunu doso. Many will sumbo mami. Intimi free makume. Namishe. Oh, hini me free makume. Namishe when you me free makume. Namishe when oh hini free makume. Na yeshe when you ye free makume. Na yeshe.
You're welcome back to Sunday Breakfast right here on Channel 1 TV, and that beautiful, beautiful music by Kenneth Appiah. We're moving on to our health segment. Dr. Kalsum Zakaria Adams has joined us. Today we're talking about salivary gland disease in the head and neck. Salivary gland disease in the head and neck. She'll be throwing more light on that. But if along the way, you have some questions or suggestions or anything at all, just send it to the WhatsApp number 0204-447-033, 0204-447-033. Alternatively, go on our social media platforms, #Sunday Breakfast, and we'll read it right here for you. Doc, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Very well.
You had a good week?
Yes, I did. How about you?
It's a stark difference from like a couple of weeks ago, right?
When she came in looking all exhausted.
Yeah, so I can tell.
Yeah.
Whatever that happened this week, more of it. You sound too excited.
Yeah, that's true. Well rested.
Well rested.
Great.
Yeah. Oh no, I like that. No, I like that for you. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're interested. Yeah.
I think we can go straight into our topic. When we say salivary glands, what exactly is that or are those?
Okay. So salivary gland diseases, salivary glands, so they are organs, okay, that we find in the head and neck region. So we have 3 pairs of major salivary glands. So when you look just in front of the ear and then below the ear, there's one of the major salivary gland there, which is called the parotid gland, okay? And then just below the jaw, okay, on either side, is also paired, is called the submandibular gland. And then just below the tongue, there's another one there, which is called the sublingual gland. So these are the major pairs of the salivary glands that you have within the head and neck region. And you have several other salivary glands, which are the minor ones, about 200 plus, that are widely distributed within the gums, the mucosa, the oropharynx, all the way, even down to the respiratory system, okay? So these are when we say salivary glands, this is what it is. What do? They play a very major role, okay, in digestion. They also play a major role in helping us to taste, and their main function is the production of saliva. And to say that every adult ends up producing about 1.5 liters of saliva within the day. So over 24 hours, you produce that much saliva, and it has various functions. So the various functions range from the fact that it acts as a lubricant to help with swallowing. It also helps you to taste the food that you are eating. It starts some digestion of certain food substances within the mouth before it even goes all the way down to the gastrointestinal system and all of that. Now, why are we talking about it? It's important we talk about it because they play a very major role, and certain times people are not aware of some of these diseases when they do occur until it becomes very, very bad. So it's important that we talk about it. And one of it is the fact that, especially the one that I spoke about, the salivary gland that is found just below the ear on either sides and then in front of it. That's the parotid. There's something that is, okay, it's even shown on the picture. There's a nerve that goes through it, okay? So that nerve we call the facial nerve.
Okay.
And the facial nerve is one of the cranial nerves of the head and neck. And what does it do? It plays a very key role in helping us to express our face or facial expression. So when you smile, it is your facial nerve that is in action. When you're able to grin, it's your facial nerve that is in action. When you wrinkle your forehead, it's your facial nerve that is in action. Okay, so all of these are functions, and anytime there is something that affects the parotid gland, because the facial nerve passes or courses through this particular gland and it affects it, you would see it glaring when the patient comes in, especially when it comes to the cancerous diseases that do affect the parotid. So you would see that there will be drooping of the lip. You see that the person will not be able to shut their eyes, okay, and that will come with all of its complications as we talk about this topic. So let me go on to some of the diseases. The diseases are varied, okay. You can have infections, you can have tumors affecting it, you can have some obstructive diseases affecting it as well. We have spoken about some stones. There are strictures as well that can affect the tubes or the Wharton's duct or whichever, the Stenton's duct, which of them, it could affect it as well, and then that may end up becoming a problem that needs to be sorted out. So zoning down to the tumors, okay, so the tumors can either be cancerous or they can be benign. So if they are benign, what you typically would present, the patient will present with would be a lump. So you find a lump just below the ear, okay, and then sometimes just in front of it. That's when it's affecting the parotid gland. So usually people would say that, oh, there's this lump that started just below my ear, but I didn't pay attention to it, and now it has grown bigger over the period, and it has now become painful. Or in certain times now I've noticed that I'm unable to close my, if I'm asked to close my eyes or to shut my eyes, I'm unable to shut my eyes. I'm unable to shut my eyes, okay? So all of these may give you indications that there's something happening in the parotid gland, and it's likely it's affecting the nerve, that's the facial nerve that passes through it. And that is what the patient is presenting with. Certain times we say that most of these tumors that do occur in the salivary glands or the parotids are benign. It means that they are not cancerous, okay? But if you do not present to the hospital at a very early stage, it can stay on, and over 10 years, studies have shown that these benign tumors that started can become cancerous. And when they do become cancerous, it means that we are in trouble. That means that it's cancer that is now would end up affecting other structures that are very close to where the parotid gland is. And the structures there it's a very small area. So the structures there are very delicate, and you may end up having very, very bad complications that cannot be managed if you had presented earlier. So these are some of the presentations that these patients may come in with. So when you talk about some of the risk factors associated with, say, the tumors that do occur in these salivary glands, we can mention the fact that most of them are sporadic. They just do happen, okay? Certain times to some patients that undergo radiation therapy. So some x-rays they may have taken some x-rays or been exposed to some radiation that has ended up causing the cells within these organs to start to divide and then multiply and then become tumorous, and then eventually they may end up becoming cancers. So these are some of the things that we are talking about. Aside that, aside tumors, you can have some infections, okay? So these infections could end up causing the gland itself to become bigger. But it doesn't mean that it has a tumor. So you need to be able to differentiate between infections and a tumor. Certain times you have autoimmune conditions, that's yourself affecting itself or attacking itself, that will lead to some of these lumps developing in various parts of the head and neck region that may need some or certain urgent care that needs to be done. So what are some of the investigations that we can do for us to be able to assess these salivary gland tumors? So the first thing will be that once you have identified that there's a lump there, or you have identified that there is some facial weakness, okay? Facial weakness in the sense that I'm sure we may be wondering what facial weakness really means, because stroke also would present with, you know, facial weakness, yes. But then when you look at facial nerve weakness associated with Bell's palsy, is different. You can differentiate it from stroke in the sense that for stroke, it doesn't only come with the facial weakness on that side, but also there may be other limb, okay, abnormalities. And then the other thing is that there may be speech changes, slurred speech. So that will help you differentiate facial nerve palsy from a stroke. Also, you notice that in strokes is an upper motor neuron lesion. I mean, these are technical things that maybe when I say it, we may not be able to understand. So let me keep it very, very simple. So in a stroke, you notice that when you ask the patient to try and wrinkle their foreheads by looking up, they may be able to wrinkle both foreheads, okay, on either side, on the left and on the right. But then when it is just a facial nerve weakness from Bell's palsy, you notice that the wrinkling on one side will not be there. So yes, so that's one of the things that you can also look at. And then it doesn't come with all the speech difficulties and then the other limb weaknesses as well. So that is one of the things that you can use to differentiate the two. And of course, you have to look at your history as well, and then some of the risk factors that the patient presents with to be able to diagnose each of them distinctly. So coming back to the investigations, so what do you do? The first thing you'd want to do if there's a lump around the head and neck region is to want to examine it as much as possible. Examine it and be able to characterize it. What is the consistency of it? Where is it located? Is it below the jaws? Is it below the tongue, as I mentioned? Or is it just around the ear? Okay, so you would want to look at all of these. After characterizing it, the next thing is that you would want to, based on the consistency, so if it's a tumor we are looking at, then it's likely it's either going to be firm in consistency. So you would want to take a biopsy of it. So a biopsy is you are taking just a little piece of it and then you are taking it to the lab for it to be looked under the microscope, and then the biology would be given you.
So the first phase of the observation is just physical, looking at it.
Yes.
But are there any other diagnostic tools you can use to say, okay, I'm going to scan you with this machine or do this and figure it out?
Yes, so ultrasound is also one of the things that you can use. So you can use an ultrasound to examine the lump where sound system is used to be able to characterize that particular
How about the
swelling.
MRI?
MRI is also possible because it's soft tissue, you know, but then if MRI comes with its own cost implications, okay? So
It's
if
expensive.
you can, exactly. So if you can diagnose any salivary gland tumor with a USG or an ultrasound, I
Fine.
mean, there's no point going to do an MRI. But then there are certain times where, when it's indicated, yes, you go ahead and do your MRI.
Let me just sidetrack a bit. Do we even have like functioning MRIs in Ghana?
Yes, we do. I know for Kolebu Teaching Hospital, yes,
That's
there's,
right. Yeah,
yes,
but just
definitely.
and maybe push to show UGMC.
UGMC should also have. And then, you know, we have private.
Okay, so Bank of Ghana maybe.
Yes, we also have some of these private.
Yeah, but like, I'm asking because Rich doesn't have a functioning CT scan.
CT scan.
And I'm sure MRI.
That's unfortunate, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that's unfortunate. Because usually, I mean, you need some of these modalities to be able to investigate some of these lesions and then properly characterize and then get the diagnosis so that the patient would undergo the appropriate treatment for the particular ailments that the patients may present with. Yes. So back to the investigations that we were talking about.
Yeah.
So doing an ultrasound, yes, is indicated. Certain times you would have to even you can do your CT scan with contrast, okay? So you can do your CT scan with contrast and you would be able to characterize if there's any tumor within any of these salivary glands. It also would help you to diagnose if there are any stones in any of the ducts or even within the gland itself. So all of these are ways, and these are, we call them, all of them are imaging modalities that you can use for diagnosing some of these salivary gland diseases. And I was talking about the biopsy. So the biopsy is under histopathology, where you will take a little bit of it and then you take it to the lab. It's looked under the microscope and then the particular diagnosis is given
Doc,
you.
how are you taking the little bit that you're talking about?
Good. So, so there's something we call FNAC, fine needle aspiration cytology. So it's a little needle that you put in there, okay, and then you use negative pressure to be able to aspirate as you move in and out. You're able to aspirate a little, or you won't feel the pain at all. It's close to painless. So you're able to, you know, aspirate a little bit of the cells, and then you take it to the lab. It's put on the glass slab, and then it's looked under the microscope. But then, remember, this is when the lump is covered. The lump doesn't have any ulceration. The lump doesn't have any skin changes around it. So you can do your FNAC. But then in certain times when people do not come to or present very late, in those times, you notice that they may come with some ulcerations, especially when it is cancerous. So when there's an ulceration, then you may not have to do the fine needle aspiration cytology, but rather you would want to do an incisional biopsy, take a block of it, and then take to the lab. Or you may have to do something else, which we call the core biopsies, which is also another needle that you use, but it's bigger than the fine needle aspiration cytology. So that would give you the nature or the biology of the tumor that you may be dealing with. Then the next thing would be that you then would want to plan for surgery for these patients. So depending on the type of tumor, you know, I mentioned earlier that the most common type of tumor for the parotid gland, the one that is just found below the ear and then in front of it, is something we call pleomorphic adenoma. And most of the time it's benign, okay? It is not cancerous. So the earlier you find it, the better, but it will stay there and keep growing. So it can grow very huge. And then, yes, to the extent that sometimes, I mean, it becomes very difficult to be able to tell if the patient has, let's say, literally like two heads, you know.
Oh, I was going to say goiter or something.
Exactly, yes. So goiters are here.
But that
central,
one is here.
yes, but this one is just below the ear and then in front of the ear. That is where that gland is. Okay, so there are certain times that if you don't do anything about it, chances is that it will become bigger. The other thing is that it can become cancerous if it is long standing for a very long time. So you would want to come in for surgery to be done for you. So if it is involving the parotid gland, which is just in front of the ear.
Is that what you call like abscess?
No. So abscesses are infections as well. So an infection that has caused liquefatic necrosis, and then now you have pus collected within a particular space. That is an abscess.
I'm calling it. Like I don't have any idea whatsoever. I don't know where I've seen I don't know where an abscess came in my mind that I'm asking, but it just sounds like something that's like
connected. Because some people think that all swellings or all
abscess.
lumps are abscess. So it's good you mentioned it. Because if it's an abscess, the likelihood is that when you do touch it, it will not be firm, as I mentioned. It will be soft. It will have a soft consistency. It will have an ill-defined edges. It won't be well-defined as you would have in the tumor, which is benign. Okay, so it's important that it's good that you mention. And also another thing is that it could be a swelling, but that is what? A cyst. Okay. So that's also another disease category for all of these salivary glands that we are talking about.
So obviously, as the name suggests, if there are complications, then it means that you won't produce saliva as you should.
Yes, so if there are complications related, so maybe I should go back to the percentages of saliva that is produced by each of these. So resting, in your resting mood, 70% is produced by your parotid gland.
70%?
Resting, yes. But if it's stimulated, 70% is produced by the submandibular gland.
When it's stimulated, what do you mean?
So stimulated is when you perceive food. Okay.
Okay.
So
okay,
when
like
you
stimulated,
stimulated when you're about to eat. Okay, or when you take in any some of these dialogues that will help.
I remember interviewing on the show. We had like what was it called? A naturopathy.
Naturopathy.
Yeah. Charlie some things. He was say some things, but we'll find out. And I remember one time he said that. So for example, you know, when you use some of these spices and these cubes in the food, that is the allure for like salivation, right?
Yes.
Is there like some science
yes,
to it?
definitely, yes. So definitely when you taste food or when you perceive food, there's a neurological aspect of it where it's the brain will send signals to the glands that prepare, there's food coming in.
Is it also connected to the whole Sigmund Freud? I don't. Is it Sigmund Freud? Like the bell theory.
Exactly.
So now they ring the bell, they put the food, the dog is salivating.
Yes.
They take the bell, they put the food. That's kind of an interesting theory.
Exactly. Yes. So it's the same thing.
Which of these glands work when you're about to vomit? There's some taste that comes into you.
Yes. So you tend to have. So that's nausea.
Okay.
So you have some nausea associated with it, but that is also, you see, the glands are supplied by, as I mentioned, you have these major ones and then you have the minor ones all over. Okay. For you to nauseate and then vomit, there's something called the vagus nerve. Okay. It has to do with it's being stimulated behind the throat. Okay. So then you would have maybe some of the minor salivary glands being stimulated as well, because that is where they are situated, and then you end up.
Let me clarify. So I actually meant the Ivan Pavlov bell theory.
Yes.
So it's basically conditioning.
Yeah.
So they ring a bell, they bring the food, the dog is expecting the food. Then over time, they ring the bell, there's no food, but the dog is still salivating.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think it's in psychology.
Exactly, it's in psychology. So it's the same theory. Once you perceive food, then the whole brain will then stimulate your glands to start producing the saliva.
So 70% of our saliva is produced when we are asleep or at a rest state?
At rest. So you haven't stimulated it.
Is that why
stimulated in the sense that you have food in front of you?
Okay.
Yes, you have food in front of you, or you're thinking about food. That is all the stimuli that I'm talking about. Okay. But then, so if it is stimulated, yes, major of it is coming from the submandibular gland, and then you have just 5% coming from the sublingual gland. So all of them do have. There is actually a category of salivary gland diseases which we call hyposalivation or hypofunction. Maybe we'll take it another time. But it has to do with diseases that do affect the salivary glands in such a way that they do not produce saliva.
Hey.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Can you even survive?
Yes.
Wow.
So imagine the functions of the saliva. The fact that if you stimulate or you perceive food, you need it to serve as a lubricant. So patients may come to you telling you that I've noticed that I have a very dry mouth. And then I've also noticed that anytime I want to eat, I find it very difficult. I start eating and the food gets stuck.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing
To roll it
to
down.
lubricate and then push it down. You
Right.
get it? So there is a whole disease category that deals with that. But then if you do have a tumor, and usually we don't have bilateral tumors, because I mentioned that there are 6 of them, 3 paired. So if it's affecting just one side of it and you take it out, the others will compensate and you may not have that xerostomach feeling. So when I say xerostomia, is like you feel the feeling of dryness of the mouth. So you may not have it. But then if it is affecting all of these salivary glands, then you definitely have what we call hypofunction, hyposalivation and hypofunction, which would come with it all signs and symptoms as well that we can discuss.
I feel like one of these days you should deal with it. I'm just wondering life without having to produce saliva.
Yes, yes. So we'll definitely deal with that. Very interesting aspect of it as well. We'll definitely deal with that. So yes, you were
Yeah, I
about
wanted
say.
to ask whether lifestyle factors such as dehydration, smoking, poor oral hygiene can increase your risk.
Yeah. So yes, definitely if you are smoking, yes, smoking has been linked to some of the cancers that do occur in some of these salivary glands. Poor oral hygiene, what's definitely would happen is that if you do, there's something we call in salivary gland stone formation. Okay, there's an anterograde theory and then a retrograde theory, where you have, let's say you have some of the food debris within the mouth, and then these salivary glands, when they are produced and wherever that they are located, they need to get to the end point. The end point is usually the mouth. Okay, and how do they get there? They get there through tubes. So each of these major salivary glands have tubes that open into the mouth, and they have the opening is there. It's like a papilla. Okay, so if you have poor oral hygiene and you have a lot of food debris within the mouth, these debris can go in a retrograde function, or they can go in the backward function, and then get into the substances of these glands, and then they form a nidus, and eventually a stone can form out of them. So that is where
sounds very serious.
Yes, so that is where these factors that you have mentioned come in.
Wow.
So
Kujo from Ho is asking you a question, Doc, and he wants to know, can this also increase your high intake of salt?
high intake of salt, no. It has nothing to do with high intake of salt. The only thing I'll mention here is that sometimes you may have to, if patients have saliva hypofunction, you may have to give some Cialogox. So something like lime, you know, there are certain medications too that we can give that will help you to produce more saliva or stimulate you to be able to produce more saliva. But salt, no.
Okay.
Yes. So these are so far these are some of the things that do affect the salivary glands, and patients do present with some of these complaints. And as I mentioned, it depends on the gland that is affected, and that would actually drive the type of treatments that you may have. So if it is affecting the parotid glands, the ones just around the ear, you can go ahead and then do a type of surgery. So usually you would want to conserve it to be conservative if it is benign. Conservative so that you don't end up injuring the very important structure that I mentioned, which is the facial nerve. It's a very important nerve, because imagine the nerve is injured. If it's injured, that means that half of your face will be expressionless. you won't be able to close your eyes, you won't be able to smile, you won't be able to grin, you know, all of that and it's going to be one side. You get it? So it's a very important gland and it's a very important nerve that most people need to be aware of, so that if there is any disease happening around the parotid gland, they quickly come in for the necessary treatment to be given. Having said this, sorry?
Is it life-threatening?
So it will depend on the biology of the tumor.
Okay.
So if it is malignant, yes, there are certain times, if for a very long time, long-standing, it can move to other parts of the body. So it can go straight to your spine, it can go to the lungs, you know, all of that, depending on where the metastasis has gotten to. And that can be life-threatening. And yes, it can lead to death if it is not treated. Okay. So the other thing is that some people would say that, okay, I had this, I came to the hospital, it was treated, but after that, I noticed that anytime I get stimulated or I perceive food, I start to sweat. Yes, I start to sweat around that area. So it's one of the complications.
Person should pray about the spirit of
No,
gluttony.
it is not. No, it is not. So it happens. Wow. It's one of the commonest complications of taking out the salivary gland. Wow. There's something we call Frey syndrome. Frey syndrome.
That's an F-R-A-Y.
No, F-R-E-Y.
E-Y.
Okay, Frey syndrome. So it has to do with healing after the surgery. And so now whatever that was stimulating the saliva production has healed onto your sweat glands instead. That supply the skin over the temple and then over the region. You get it? So now anytime you perceive food, they tend to sweat on that area. So it's one of the complications that can arise. And if possibly you may have undergone the treatment and this is happening to you, please, this is not spiritual. Just come back and you would be given, you'll be assessed properly and you'll be given the right treatment that needs to be given, so that you don't end up getting too anxious for that. It does happen as one of the commonest complications of either surgery around the parotid gland or even trauma. Sometimes you may not have even had surgery, but you may have been involved in some accident of some sort, and then it led to some soft tissue injury to the region, and then during the healing process there was aberrant innervation of the sweat glands in that region, and then now you end up having, instead of you salivating when you are perceiving food, you rather would sweat. On that region.
Interesting.
Yes.
Kujo from Who has sent another message. He wants to know if you normally have a lot of saliva in your mouth at a go, is it a sickness and can it be treated?
Okay, how much saliva is a lot? That's the question to ask. So it depends. If it doesn't have any different taste, okay? So certain times, because of infection, so if you have pus, as you mentioned, an abscess related to any of these, you may end up having the pus being poured inside the mouth together with saliva, and then it becomes very voluminous. Okay, so in those times, if you have, foul smell of the discharge, or is there a discharge associated with your salivation and it's foul smelling, yes, you need to quickly come to the hospital for it to be sorted out. But I don't think there is a lot or too much saliva in the mouth, because
Desla wants to know if it can cause bad breath or halitosis.
Okay, so bad breath or halitosis, basically tumors will not cause that. But if you do have a superimposed infection on the tumor, which is affecting the mouth directly, yes, you may end up with halitosis. And yes, that is very possible.
All right.
Coupled with some poor oral hygiene, yes, you can end up with
Doc,
halitosis.
always a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you
learned
too
a lot.
for having me. Thank you too for having me.
Thank you. Right,
Yeah.
let's go up north where residents of Degu have been cut off from other communities.
Collapsed bridge that once made the 1 mile journey from the Digu electoral area to the Nanton district center easy is now a death trap. Residents are compelled to use a longer and more difficult route to access healthcare, markets, and schools, a situation that has worsened living conditions, especially for women and children.
This bridge got broken somewhere July. But about 1 year now that we're managing it until July this year, that the bridge was finally collapsed. So due to this collapse of the bridge, we are having serious challenges about transportation, because this is the only road that leads us to so many communities, especially to Tampion. This is where we pass to market. This is where we used to do our business and our farm activities. So in the collapse of this bridge, in fact, we are really suffering.
Some community members also shared their frustrations about the broken bridge and the struggles it has created.
This in there, only the Waboya Kakra, I empty no, Waboya Kakra. Pacho, Quino, Amobayano, almost this in Sweden, in so sa, and son of my Quino. Into a zero, on Boboy no Quine, and your command.
The Domani and Mussono go galgas at the Talameltama. I do young camel pap fulana. Capato welser young. I say, I saw when I pan at the drunk pap fulana, Ulakayan. The Musson yella, drop young bagadia, Kazungo canna. I pan at young Ulakayan Nantima, and so what paga shipton.
Responding to the concerns, the District Chief Executive for Nantong, Rosina Zenabo Abdul Rahman, confirmed that her office has received the complaints and forwarded them to the Ministry of Roads and Highways.
His Excellency has sent Honorable Minister, his able office, Honorable Sohini, Tamale North MP. He has come to assess and he's now coming back with his tools to come and start work on our roads. So Batangili and other communities prepare to welcome us. This time, the road that leads from Nantonkru to Batangili, that side we are going to put very big bridge that can cover up the water so that the water cannot overpower any small bridge that has been put there. In fact, let me say, His Excellency, John Dramani Mahama is back to set Ghana. So the resetting agenda has started.
Welcome back. This is Sunday Breakfast right here on Channel 1 TV. Following that really unfortunate report on the state of the bridge in the community known as Digu in the Nanton area in the northern region. Now we are being told that this is significantly affecting residents there, particularly farmers. Children have to use the bridge to school. Now they have no alternative means of doing that. And generally it's just worsened the living conditions of residents in the area. They've appealed to some members of parliament, they've appealed to the local assembly to come to their aid, but it's been months of neglect, it's been months of, a lack of attention to their concerns, and for them, they are not happy. In the report, you also heard some appeal being made to the member of parliament for the area, and by extension, other members of parliament, within the enclave to take on the issue head on for them, because it's really affecting, a lot of their normal operations or ways of doing things, and for them, it's clearly unsustainable. And you read the story on City Newsroom the day it was aired, and I remember your facial expressions all through the time you were reading the story. You know, of course, yeah, you've not had to deal with something like this before, right?
No. I haven't had to deal. I'm like right now trying to recollect if anything like that has happened.
Have you ever had to use like a bridge, not necessarily like driving, right, but like cross a river to one place before?
One place before, yeah.
In Kumasi?
Yeah. But I mean, so where I live, where our house is in Kumasi, South Central, there's a bridge, sort of, that I think it goes over like a huge gutter. I remember at one point it was a bit rickety, and so then that you have to go and take the longer route, which is very annoying and inconveniencing. But
you know, this
I
is
think
clearly
it was fixed.
It's clearly a death trap. Even the makeshift bridge that's been done,
wow,
still for me doesn't look well done, right?
It kind of reminds you of when Akosua Ochre went to a particular school to file a story, similar situation, to cross from one side, right here in the Greater Accra region, cross from one side to the other. They'd have to literally step into the gutter because the bridge was broken. And I don't know if you remember, but one of the students had to pick his brother or a younger student, help him down into the gutter, cross, climb up.
I remember that story.
Yeah,
I've just forgotten the locality.
Yeah, same thing. I've forgotten the locality.
But even me, I have similar experiences because I remember doing a story on the Dodowa Afienya stretch, you know, and to properly capture the experiences of drivers, I went there in the morning and I went there in the night. Now, using the alternative route, I came across a bridge that was significantly rusted. And the bridge was like a track away from collapse. But, you know, cars were passing on it like normally. Riders were using their motors on it, and pedestrians were walking on it as though it's like in proper condition. And I'm like, no. So it actually even became the center of my story. And I remember when I filed it, I got a call from the Minister for Works and Housing at the time. His PA called me and said that they want more details on the road. I shared with him, casting, and I think the following week, the ministry went in to repair the bridge. So clearly, there are major concerns like that. Even in Accra, there was one bridge somewhere, I think, on the Kaswa stretch. You know, it was rusted, and, you know, we were just watching.
Is it that we don't have data of how many bridges so that we can, or it's just
it's a road problem. I don't even think that like
do maintenance works on bridges or keep our attention on bridges. Sometimes I
don't think that like there's a
has
whole.
Has Adome Bridge gotten any?
That's a good question.
You know, attention since its construction.
Like integrity checks and stuff like that. I want to believe that it is done, but again, knowing this country, if it's not done, you know, you won't be shocked because we have a very terrible maintenance culture. And I think all of these things fall directly under like the roads, you know, roads ministry, highways authority, because they I don't think there's like a bridge. No, you know, Charlie, we are tired. I know the country stress you, it's fine. Anyway, Shawana Yusuf is on. She's our Northern Region Bureau Chief, a Middle Belt Bureau Chief, and she'll be sharing some insights to this story. She filed a story and has a lot more details on, you know, residents in the area and what their concerns generally are. Shawana, good morning and welcome to Sunday Breakfast.
Hi, good morning, Jude. Good morning, Emo.
Good morning, Shawana.
Yeah. Do you ever get tired of like talking about all of the challenges in the north?
Well, I don't get tired. I feel it's my duty to bring it to the limelight. And when there is results, at least we all get to gain.
Amazing. A week ago, you were, for the first time in a long time since I recall, you were really excited talking about the region because the Northern Business Fair was happening and you were in the thick of affairs, you know. And you were clearly excited about all the amazing prospects the region has in terms of like its business and economic potential. How was the feeling? Maybe very briefly before we delve into the issues.
Well, for the Northern Business Fair, it was One of its kind, let me put. Our exhibitors that came on board were so excited for the opportunity Channel One TV brought to their doorstep. I remember one office, Sari, that has been joining us in Accra for the first, saying that if they are always going to do this in Northern Ghana, you won't even have to move from here to the southern part to go and do it.
Wow.
And they are excited that it is brought closer to them. So, I mean, and for me, the joy, it was, I don't know, I couldn't measure the joy inside me that management found the need to come to my region, to have this very big fair. Yes, we're excited to have it, and we look forward to
the next edition.
More of that in the coming year.
Interesting. I can clearly tell the joy in your face, when you talk about it. Wow. Except that for residents in Digu, in the Nanton area, they don't have such joy, right? They are joyless, if I can say. And it's because a bridge that is supposed to help them commute rather easily is now a death trap. Can you tell us more about the story?
All right, thank you, Jude. So the Digu electoral area has over 5 communities under them, and with a population of over 400 people living in these electoral area, including children of school-going age, farmers. Most of them are farmers, yes. And the women are known to sell a lot in the market, business women, either dealing in grains and other things. And for the breakdown of this bridge, it's not a good thing for them. And they tell us that the makeshift bridge they have created to, be able to cross easily from one end to the other is not doing justice. Because imagine if you have to use a tricycle, which is the most common means of transport in some of these remote areas. There is no way it can use that makeshift bridge. This bridge, I understand, it got damaged partly so many years back, and they kept sending information to the assembly about the state of their bridge and that it needed some renovation. But unfortunately, nothing was done until the unfortunate collapsing of the bridge some months back. And now it is a hell of a thing. This bridge links them easily to the district capital. But now that it is broken down, it is a major challenge for almost everybody in the community. Let me start with school children. Mothers are telling us that when children have to go to school, their biggest worry of having to stay home and see their children leave for school is how to use this particular bridge. You know how kids can be. Sometimes they are moving and they don't even pay attention of their own selves. And having to use this particular bridge to go to school is something they actually are not happy about. They tell us that during the rainy season, if they wake up in the morning and there are heavy rains, they fear to let their kids go to school because they don't want to risk their lives, having them use this bridge where usually flood waters would be running under. So you can imagine what that does to the children who are supposed to be in school learning. Moving away from the children, let's talk about pregnant women. This is the same bridge they use to commute to the district capital for healthcare because they don't have any form of church compound at their end. So this is where they will have to use to go there for healthcare. They tell us that if a pregnant woman is in labor, if they want it to be the shortest journey for them, they risk having to let the pregnant woman use a motorbike so they can easily use this bridge to go through to the hospital. But if there is a situation where the pregnant woman can't manage the bike and they have to use a tricycle, what it means is that the journey to the health facility becomes a long one because they can't use this distance, which is just like a mile away. They will have to do another route through Goucher, which according to them will take them over an hour to get to the health center or to the town where they can access some of these basic amenities.
Wow.
So imagine if the situation is critical, if it happens to be an emergency situation, this is not going to be a good journey for them at all. and they want something to be urgently done about this. A farmer who spoke to us tells us that where we stand to his farm is just a walking distance. But unfortunately, if he has to harvest, he can't use those short routes to his house. He has to do that merry-go-round kind of a journey due to the breakdown of this particular bridge to get to his farm and also to his house when he has to harvest his produce. So I mean, these are some of the challenges the people of Digo electoral area are confronted with, and they want something to urgently be done about the situation.
What has been the feedback from authorities in charge? And when I say authorities, I'm referring to local assembly, even elected representatives like the member of parliament for the area. Has this gotten to their notice, and what have they been saying, if any, on these issues?
Okay, thank you very much, Jude. So, I mean, though we couldn't get to talk to the member of parliament, but we spoke to the district chief executive, who happens to be a female, the only female district chief executive in northern Ghana. She tells us that she has taken up this concern to the ministry to seek for some attention to be given to the bridge situation and by far the road network in the area. She says the attention has been brought to her even at the time when the bridge was not in a good shape. But unfortunately, it had to go down, and her attention has been drawn to that too. And she also took the initiative. According to her, she indicated that she spoke directly to the Deputy Roads Minister. That's our very own Honorable Soyini. And she has some promises that very soon they will come and then start work on the bridge. We understand that some assessment has already been made, but as to how soon or how quick these solutions will come into reality is our major concern right now.
Right.
Not just about the assessment, but how quick they'll be back to make sure that this particular issue is solved and the people of Digo electoral area would have access to the district's capital and by far most of the basic amenities that they need as humans.
All right, so I want to hold on for us. We have the assemblyman for the Digu electoral area, Yusuf Isahaku Baba, on the line. Good morning, Mr. Baba.
Good morning, madam.
I hope you're well.
I'm fine.
All right. Tell us about your electoral area and how this broken down bridge is affecting commutes.
Yeah, good morning, good morning to all viewers and listeners. I think the collapse of the bridge is, unfortunately, is very worrying to the community members. I think that road that leads us to do our business in the market. It is also that road that leads us to do our farm activities, to convey our food stuff from the farm to the house. So with the collapse of this bridge, it's very, very serious to us, and it's very, very worrying issue to us.
Before the bridge collapsed, were there any telltale signs that there's a crack somewhere or there's a, something happening to the bridge before it collapsed?
Yeah, there was a water that was running, was just not passing through the bridge. That the water was passing since last year. So we're compared to the DC and the MP by then, but they couldn't do anything concerned about the bridge. So it is this year that the heavy rainfall of the bridge that lead to the breakdown, the complete collapse of that bridge. But there was a hole that was under the ground, so the water was not passing through the bridge, also rather going through the bridge, because there was not any a solution to that one. That led to the collapse of this bridge.
All right, Mr. Baba, tell me about this makeshift bridge that your people are using now. Did it exist before the concrete bridge was constructed, or did your people do that bridge after the collapse of the concrete bridge?
this one, where we are now, just after when the bridge was crossed, that we complained to the MP that he gave us support us from little manner to do some diversion so that we can be managing at maybe the rain. So this the one that you see that we are passing, it is.
Please say that again. It is.
That one we just do it when the bridge.
Kindly reposition yourself. We're struggling a bit to hear you, but let's. Pardon. Say that again. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Yeah. Let's talk about how this bridge is affecting your community. You said you use it for your farms and for commuting. Tell me how it has affected residents. I'm sure you've had an earful of complaints.
Yes, for that one is very, 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 very worrisome because is the only one road that leads us to the district capital and then the other communities. I think this bridge is where the students pass to go to have their education. Then this is where the pregnant women also have pass to have their antenatal care. And so when in the maybe if a pregnant woman is going to deliver, it takes you long distance before you can reach where the clinic, because you have to pass through other communities before you can get to Dajigo to have access to the clinic. Because this is the easy way now. Because this bridge has been crossed, when it's that maybe the land, you have to take long road before you can get to Dajigo.
All right, Honorable Yusuf Isahaku Baba, thank you so much for your insights this morning. We'll be following keenly. Actually, Elo has a question for you.
Mr. Baba, before you go though, I wanted to find out from you, you said you spoke to the MP when the bridge broke initially and he helped you with a makeshift bridge that you have now. But did he give you any timelines or, any assurances of when the construction of the bridge would be made to at least bring some relief for you and your community?
Even the MP himself, he came and saw it. I write a letter to and so all what they are both are saying that we should wait when the rain is over. I think the rain just stop this about 2 weeks now.
Okay.
I don't hear anything. The people will face when it's over. So we are still waiting. We are still going to monitor them maybe to see whether by the end of this or next month there will be any place on the road.
Thank you so much for speaking to us, sir. Yusuf Isahaku Baba is Assemblyman for the Degu electoral area.
Yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate, like we said, it's unfathomable that, people have to go through this kind of ordeal, to just, like, what's their crime? They're Ghanaians, But I bet you, if we have to fix this to secure a vote, it'll be done overnight. So I think that we need to do better as a people, our leaders. Yeah. And thankfully, the Deputy Roads and Highways Minister, Al-Hassan Suhini, my man, he's from the area. He understands these issues clearly. Yeah. He's Deputy Roads Minister. He understands the enormity of the tax ahead. I think that some of these things can be fixed while we tackle the bigger issues on road infrastructure and all of that. But Shawana, you're still on the line. I know that the Northern region boasts of some of the finest in the country's political landscape now, particularly in this government. A lot of the senior cabinet officials are in and from the region, right? So the education minister, of course, may so rest in peace, the former environment minister, actually used to be member of parliament for Nanton before he crossed over to Tamale Central. And there's the deputy roads minister, like you mentioned, and many others in government and in other high places. What are they minded about the general infrastructure deficit and development challenges in the area? You know, when you talk to them, do you get a sense that they appreciate the enormity of the work to be done in the region?
Well, so from my encounters with them as a media person, I see that they are passionate about what is happening in the region, and they equally have the passion to want to help to make things better. I mean, most of these great minds you are talking about who are currently in government have equally been in opposition for so many years. And what the people of Northern Ghana are expecting is that now that their government is in power and they equally occupy very great positions in power, and they are looking forward to some change in the way things are done, most especially development-wise. They are looking forward to enhance infrastructure so far as the issues of development is concerned, and most especially in remote areas. If you come to Northern region, forget about Tamale and just, walk outskirts. Anywhere you find yourself, be it to the north, to the east, to the west, wherever you find yourself, just try and go a bit remote and see something for yourself. It looks like Tamale, as it stands, kind of covers some of the developmental deficits that we have in most of the districts. And we are hoping that as they are in government and in power and in authority also, they will use that chance to ensure that Northern Ghana develops in every little way they can. As we have the roads minister coming from here, we are looking forward to more roads. We are looking forward to more bridges and all that comes along with the development of the roads. As the education minister is also from here, we are looking forward to enhance infrastructure, most especially boarding facilities that has been creating issues here and there in the past weeks, and a lot more of them. The Tamale Central MP who just took over office, we are hoping that he will also find his feet and also begin some developmental works, and then, together we'll see how best Northern Ghana can develop. We've been left out for a very long time, though a few development here and there has been coming in, but they are mostly inadequate. We need more of those to come through to help the people to live a better life.
Interesting. Shawana, thank you so much for your time and for the hard work you do in, propagating the good news of the North and also highlighting the very difficult, circumstances they have to, deal with. We are grateful that you continue to do this for your people and for the region. Thank you so much, Shawana Yusuf.
Thank you, Jude. Thank you, Eno.
Right. So, Eno, I don't think we'll get tired of talking about this. I think I'm gradually getting to that point. But, our work is also to keep shedding light on darkness, right? I think it's a dark place to be in the region. But the thing is that, they keep surviving. They keep thriving. They find, ways to deal with the problem, and they keep going. So, the leaders ride on their goodwill, as a way to call it. They take the people's leniency to be their weakness. Do you get what I'm saying? So the road is bad. It's become a death trap. Now some few good guys in the community will find a way to fix it. Maybe they'll get some carpenter here, they'll get some road engineer here, they'll do something that makes it passable, right? And they now go or continue their lives using the passable road, which sometimes is even a big problem or a challenge on itself. Now, government, what the governments do is that they take that goodwill for granted. They take that leniency on the part of the people for granted to say, oh, they're okay. We'll figure it out later. And that approach is seen as a weakness. If the people came together and said, see, enough is enough. We are hitting the streets. We are blocking the road. No, they are going to cause disruptions. to government business because of this. Government to be minded to do it. I give you a similar case in point when the Medina stretch was basically a death trap. You know, there was a point where almost every day, as a particular period, so many cars were knocking down people on the stretch. Students from West Africa Senior Secondary School they were getting knocked down like animals, forgive my language, because there was no bridge connecting the road from one side to the other, and it was just complete chaos. I remember residents in Medina came together and said, Mr. Government, enough is enough. They mobilized, they plotted, they came together collectively and said they were going to protest. Now, they made so much noise. In fact, on one of the protests, they even blocked the road and said that nobody was going to come, nobody was going to go. What happened? Government, I remember so immediately at the time, Richard Ahiagba came in to announce government had made funds available to go to construct the road bridge, the footbridge, I beg your pardon. Even though the footbridge design is even like another thing to talk about. But my point is that sometimes government responds to pressure. They respond to a strong pushback, right? And instances where they don't is because, in my view, I think that they take the leniency of the people to be their weakness. But they should be minded that it gets to a point where it's like, you know, sometimes it reaches neck level where you can't hold it again and the people revolt. I think that this government is still enjoying a lot of goodwill. I see that they are trying to make things work for everyone. We commend them for that. But they should be also minded, while they deal with the hardcore hardware stuff, they should be also minded out. This is even hardware. This is not even soft. This is actually still hard. Even though I get that there are levels to hard, but they should be minded to fix some of these things. I don't think government will break its neck or the district assembly will break its neck if they're able to find ways to fix this. So I want to urge them. Suhini, you know, we are doing a lot. We commend you for that, but please go to Honorable Suhini, Deputy Roads Minister, you know, but please pay attention to their concerns because life, as you are being told, is unbearable for residents in the area. We'll take a quick break. When we are back, there's nutrition, there's also sports. Don't go away.
Your health is in your hands, but at some point, it passes on to us. At Mintuba Hospital and Coloproctology Center, we believe that quality healthcare isn't a privilege, it's a right. Equipped with cutting-edge technology, we are fully prepared to effectively deal with all colorectal and proctological conditions. Our team of highly skilled doctors, surgeons, and nurses are renowned for their expertise in minimally invasive and painless laser, ligature, and lungoproctological surgery. We are committed to providing a wide range of services to meet the diverse needs of our patients. Mintuba Hospital, your health is our priority. Visit Mintuba Hospital today or call us at 0244 581 541 or 0271 054 204. Mintuba Hospital, in to serve a peculiar health need.
This tote pays 3 salaries. This book keeps 2 children in school. This cream supports 5 households. Every product creates a job.
AfriQuality. Buy African, build Africa.
We made it 1, 2, 3, and now 4. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for a night of rhythm, culture, and pure Ghanaian energy. Inchinchim Band is back. And this time, it's bigger, louder, and more electrifying than ever. It's the Inchinchim Experience, the Avivi edition. happening live on the 14th of November 2025 at the National Theatre. Showtime, 8 o'clock p.m. sharp. Featuring Lucky Mesa, Famiye, Na Ajaman, AEC, Lexi the Comic, Kwame Bringer, and TM Music. It's going to be a night of unforgettable music, laughter, and culture, all on one stage. Tickets going for 150 Ghana cedis. You can dial *920*126*2# to grab your tickets now. For more enquiries or information, call 0503-127-463 or 0541-690-409. This year's concert is mainly powered by FVV Foods, Ghana's fastest growing food brand, championing local produce and authentic homegrown flavors. Proudly sponsored by Center Point Mall, Verna Water, Boat, Zomo. Media partners. Don't be left out of this year's amazing experience. Come and let's have fun together. In Chinchim Experience, Ghana's rhythm, our legacy. In Chinchim Experience, feel the music.
Welcome back. This is Sunday Breakfast right here on Channel 1 TV. My name is Jude Duncan. Just gone by, we brought you a very distressing story of how residents in Digu are literally just striving to cope. Not really a pleasant story at all. But we'll move from that to our nutrition segment where Enna Efua Insia Normanyo. Sometimes I butcher the name, actually. She forgives me because she loves the show. And good morning and welcome to
Thank you.
Sunday Breakfast. And I said registered dietitian. And for purposes of this conversation, we'll be focusing on malnutrition and reducing the risks amongst cancer patients. Which is a very important conversation because I checked the stats on, cancer patients in the country. I was blown away. So, and I thank you so much for this conversation and for your time, really.
By the way, Jude has a testimony about 37, right?
Yeah. I was saying yesterday I was at the pediatric ward, and I was really impressed with the nurses I saw on duty. I was really impressed. Like everybody had a sense of duty. And I want to believe that it's the same across other
departments. We do our best. It's a military hospital.
Yeah, so, come think about it.
Yeah.
Do you have to go to like military training when you are recruited?
No. So I am a civilian with a military hospital.
Okay.
So we have the military officers or other rank as health workers. And we have the defense civilians. So I'm a defense civilian.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like it won't be bad to have like some 6 months, Burma camp training for everybody.
That's because I want to be a health official in your facility.
So Walter Reed is our equivalent of 37, right? So Walter Reed is where in the US where like their armed forces are taking care of when they are sick, like all of the war veterans. But we don't have like those hardcore. We are not at war, so we don't have like casualties from war coming in.
But because it is the nation's disaster hospital.
Okay.
Whenever there are incidents,
that's the place.
So
what was the last major tragic incident? So for example, the June 3rd flood and fire.
Oh, Charlie.
So all of the victims, the survivors there were sent to 37.
Yeah.
Wow. Maybe one of these issues, there are stories to a lot of these, there are backstories to a lot of these institutions that we have in the country. So for Kolebu, for example, I understand there's a whole interesting story about how the place even came about and how the hospital settled there. I'm also hearing also that 37 is supposed to be our national disaster.
Yeah.
Now, one of these days, you should get someone to tell us some of these stories.
Yeah,
it makes for interesting
reading.
But it was amazing. The nurses they had a sense of duty. Some of them were going out of their way to make the kids happy. Everybody was like,
we have a great pedics department, that one. Not because I'm a staff there, but I know that for sure.
You are known for they are known for the pediatric care they give.
That's one of the, I would say, beautiful departments we have. You know, pedics, the care, the doctors and nurses, they are so caring. The mother touches there.
You know, I wasn't wrong, you know.
I
just, you know, you can go to the hospital, child and nurse.
It's very encouraging to hear something good, because most of the time we always hear the
only the negative ones. Yeah. So you're saying he mentioned it to you this morning.
Yeah.
Anyway,
thank you.
And
All right, back
thank
to
you
our
too,
topic. I see some things here. What do lemons and ginger and cloves and sugar and whatever is in a nice bottle have to do with?
You don't see sugar. The sugar is out there.
There's actually sugar, yeah.
Yeah, no. So I took this from here to demonstrate. Instead of these regular ones we do or we take, we can have better options for tea. So these are supposed to help manage nausea and vomiting during treatment. Treatment for cancer is a systematic treatment where every part of the body is affected. So, of course, the GIT is not left out. And so because of that, the patient becomes nausea easily and vomits after treatment, and making food intake very, very difficult. So how are you able to eat? Even when they haven't started chemotherapy or radiation, they still go through the period of vomiting, some vomiting regularly in a day. They feel nausea. Even when they come close to a neighbor who has a strong perfume, it's an issue for them when they are eating hot food. You know, hot food emits the flavors of the food.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be appetizing.
Yeah.
But for a cancer patient, that is a put-off, because the aroma of the food will rather make the nausea or make her feel like throwing up. Sorry, I have cloves in my mouth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So how are you able to eat? And you are still supposed to eat, because good nutrition supports the healing process.
Right.
So how are you able to eat? You have to be able to reduce the treatment-induced symptoms so that you can enjoy, or you can even hold on to the food. So that is what all these are for. Before we go to the food, you see, hygiene is very key. So if you are in a very stuffy environment, naturally you'll feel like throwing up.
Yeah.
If you live in a dirty, unkept environment, and you are somebody like us who, and you're my old time, you will feel like throwing up. So you must, and for purposes of good treatment, hygiene is key for a good health.
Yeah.
Good environment is key. So you must keep your environment clean. You must keep your utensils clean, so that you don't have any other infection even through unhygienic environment. And then also, your friends and family should know what you're going through, so that nobody comes visiting you with a strong perfume. Or it's just like a pregnant woman who we all know, even when the husband is using roll-on, some of the men have to apply their roll-on in a different room or even in their car, because the woman doesn't. So appreciate a man or a woman going through this period also. Don't bring small scented perfume around. And then when you are the one supposed to cook, sometimes it makes it difficult to cook and eat as well, because cooking you encounter a lot of flavors or aromas that might help the mother, if the mother is the patient, throw up. Even a child or a husband who is a patient should not be around when you are cooking,
Right.
so that she doesn't feel or he doesn't want to throw up. By the time the food is ready, he doesn't want to eat. That aside, we have spoken about well-ventilated environments so that you feel relaxed. There's this power of imagination, okay? Sometimes you are in an environment, going to an office or going to see a doctor or in church, and you feel like throwing up. You really have to imagine a good place where you are not feeling it. It works for some people.
Okay.
Because you can't stay out of social activities for too long, and you don't want to let everybody know what you're going through. Okay, what I have in my mouth is clove, and it is one of the spices you keep in your mouth to help you manage the situation. If I feel nausea and I have one clove in my mouth, I can go the whole day licking on it, and the symptoms will go.
So you're not chewing it, it's just be in your mouth?
Yes, I'm licking on it small, so that it helps me get rid of the feeling.
Are you meant to swallow it?
So after I'm out of the environment, let's say a patient, after I'm out of the environment, I'll chew on and swallow.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
But I hear people say you can nibble it and just spit it out.
But you can also
Chew and swallow.
and get all the. So by the time you are done chewing, it has even become, you have even swallowed everything. Okay. So there is this small bottle of the one we use for shito on our food. When you're leaving the house, you wash few and put the clove inside, and put one in your mouth. If you think you will need an extra, the maximum you can take in a day is 4. So I would prefer you do 1, so that it will take you to the close of day. And then before I come to what I have in my flask, you're also supposed to eat smaller bits throughout the day. When you keep the stomach empty, the body produces more acid during that time. It worsens the situation, okay? So you feel like, you feel nausea. You feel like vomiting when you smell even food coming. It's like a patient with peptic ulcer. When the stomach is empty, you feel the pain. This time you feel the pain, but you also feel like throwing up. So the small bit is supposed to help you eat. Because you are unable to eat so well, the small bit helps to take more, but it also helps you keep the stomach away from the emptiness that will worsen the symptoms. What are you eating? You are eating non-spicy, because though this clove is spicy, it has a special property that deals with the symptoms. Okay, there are some spices that will irritate or make your situation so worse. Okay, so non-spicy, not oily. Okay, fried foods. You also have issue with indigestion. Okay, and bloating, because the gut has been compromised because of the treatments. You don't have the ability to hold on to fried foods very well and even digest it. So it will make you feel nausea. You know, when you feel nausea, fried foods are put off. I don't know if you... Yeah. When you see the oil on it, you feel like throwing up already. So a bland diet is very okay for you. Low fat, low spices, room temperature or cold, because the hotness of the food will bring out the flavors that will help you. or that will worsen your situation. So room temperature or cold. Because of that, some people might want to take ice chips. Like this tea I have here, some are not able to take or sip on hot items at all, or even room temperature at all. So they will make theirs into ice. And in the course of the day, they put an ice in their mouth.
I realized that when I go and cover kidney stories, they're always holding ice in a bottle.
Yeah.
Like their water is always like ice.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've been wondering why.
Because you have to stay hydrated. Everybody and how their body responds, okay? Some will take room temperature, some will have warm water, some will also have the ice. And for kidney, ice also because if you have been given fluid restriction, okay, some are supposed to take 500 ml the whole day, some even less. So when you're thirsty, you can't really drink enough, but an ice in your mouth quenches. So you can have that 500 ml, and that 500 ml includes your soups and porridges. So water itself becomes about 250. Okay, and if you want to take all the 500 or even 400 water, then it means you don't have to take fluid meals or even take food. So for kidney, that is why they have the ice. Okay. But for cancer, it is supposed to help you stay hydrated, frequent. Dehydration also make the symptom worse. When you are dehydrated, you really feel like throwing up. So you might vomit, and vomiting also reduces your fluids level. Okay, so making sure you are well hydrated throughout the day is very essential. So whatever you do to take the water or take the food is very key. And one is the tea. Okay, so we are still talking about the food. So a bland, low fats, low spices, bland diets are very, very small interval. The intervals should be within 2 to 3 hours. So if I took my breakfast around 7 a.m., by 9:30, you should be snacking. What are you snacking on? Some do well on biscuits, the Shemema biscuits. You know, it's dry, has no flavor. Some do well on that. But that might make you more thirsty. For some patients, it is too dry. Others, they do well. Some do well on fruits. Okay, banana, yogurt on it. The yogurt has the probiotics that are good for your guts too. So I will mostly recommend you start with the banana or other fruits with the yogurt, the Greek yogurts, not the plain yogurt. Greek yogurt has it, Then after another 3 hours, that is around 12:30, you are taking your high protein meals. Again, no fats or very low fat. Fat is essential. So extra virgin olive oil or coconut olive oil, use good fats, so that even when the stew has been prepared and you are adding a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil or cold pressed coconut oil, you are getting the oil component of the meal. So if you are eating kinky with your fish, it may be you like the smoked fish, not the fried one. And the fresh pepper, the pepper is not so much, And then after 3 hours, you take another snack. So by the time you sleep, you would have taken your breakfast, lunch, supper, and also taken 3 snacks. So you might have taken at least 6 meals in a day.
All this while, anytime you feel nauseous, you
take. So this is very essential. So this is warm water for those who can tolerate room temperature. This is a flask that will help you keep the temperature or preserve the temperature. So if you have your ginger in here, and lemon You know, lemon also helps
Okay.
manage the symptom. So you have your ginger here. You make sure it is well clean. Lemongrass. Sometimes in the absence of lemon, if you have your lemongrass.
I know people who drink their water, their even like carbonated drinks, and they have lemon inside because like they say, oh, so for example, I have my brother. Each time he's eating tilapia, he has to drink Coke. But if the Coke doesn't have lemon or something like that, he can't drink it. Is it like just a conditioning, or is actually a thing?
It is how the body responds to food. There are some people, when they see food, they feel like throwing up. But you can't manage it with the carbonated drinks. I used to have a similar issue. So after eating, I either have the clove or lemon juice in the water. With time, if you treat it with good nutrients, it becomes a thing of the past. You are healed. You get better. Okay. So let him stop the drinks and rather take the lemon in the water. Yeah.
Wow.
So when you have this, then you can be sipping throughout the day. So you measure, this can take 2 liters. Okay. Then you can sip on, and it takes care of your symptoms as well. So this is ginger.
Cloves?
Yes, this is ginger cloves. Okay. And lemon. Ordinary day, this is good for me. So I love it a lot. And for anybody who has a symptoms like that to manage, this is good. You sip. Don't drink. Sip throughout.
Hey,
okay.
But make sure you let my enemies get me.
Yesterday, Jude sat here. Within 2 minutes of our show, he was already done with. And someone texted him that, Master, you should be sipping your drinks. You don't pour the thing in your mouth and then swallow it like that.
The tea, I drank enough for aesthetics. I drank it because I actually need it. I need it in my system. You know,
you need to sip.
You know, I have to drink. Fair enough. So, and I are saying that if I do my hot tea, instead of using sugar, I can use any of these, not as a sweetener, but as a...
So sugar, no. Sugar feed cancer cells. We have said it over. Now is the time to boost your immunity. If you want leptin, which I would not recommend, but some people like their leptin, so I'll put my leptin in and add my ginger. Try leptin with ginger. It's nice. Even try leptin with cinnamon. I'm not promoting any brand, but that's
a week ago we were losing Enna, but now she's back. Now she's like she never left.
Try it with
you should
cinnamon.
add ginger to our Lipton.
Yes, it's nice. Especially when you're taking it early morning on an empty stomach, it should be therapeutic. It should repair. And when you have done that, your stomach,
free bowels.
Yes, you move around. And it's also because the medicine they take, cancer patients, also some of them have constipation, okay? And constipation also make the symptoms worse.
Interesting.
So when you drink a lot and you move, if you cannot move, at least when you keep sipping, you move your bowels easily. Okay.
They are saying our time is up.
Oh.
All we treat next week, do you know?
This month is diabetes.
Diabetes.
Okay, so from next week we'll go through diabetes to the end of the.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Enough for your deep insights.
Yeah.
And for reminding us that if we want to drink the tea, a healthier way is to add ginger. We won't forget. But thank you so much for the time. And that's all time will allow us for a really, really educative series. Now, what we've done specially is that we have a playlist on YouTube, Channel One TV, where we've serialized this conversation all through the month of October up until today on all Enna has done on the show with regards to, creating awareness on how to treat, or meals for cancer patients and also malnutrition. So if you missed any, just go on YouTube, search Sunday Breakfast, add NS name. You see all the videos there for your own consumption and share it. Share the link. Get someone to watch it and also educate themselves. But that's all time will allow us for. We'll take a quick break when we're back. Gabi, Abeku are in studio already. We have an exciting conversation for the sports segment. So don't go away.
This November, something amazing is coming to Accra. Are you a farmer with fresh produce? Are you into fish farming, poultry or livestock? Then get ready for the November edition of the AgriFair 2025. Yes, AgriFair 2025. It's happening on Friday the 28th to Sunday the 30th of November. It's happening at the A4 Sutherland Children's Park, and it's 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. each day. It's the ultimate weekend marketplace, from fruits and vegetables to poultry, livestock and fish to agri-inputs and processing machinery, all at unbeatable farm gate prices. Whether you're selling or buying, this is your chance to connect, trade and grow. Enjoy the freshest farm produce, sizzling kebabs, and a vibrant marketplace atmosphere all in one space. Register now and secure your spot. Call 0558-973-973 for more information. AgriFair 2025, where culture meets innovation. AgriFair 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 City FM and is proudly sponsored by Horticulture Business Platform, Development Bank Ghana, Legacy Crop Improvement Center, and Gersel.
In a nation full of questions, where truth often hides behind noise, one show dares to ask what truly matters face to face. With fearless clarity and a quest for accountability, host Umaru Sanda Amadou sits down with the movers and shakers of politics, governance, society, and business, confronting the issues that define our national conversation.
The party itself has said that whenever you're in opposition, you should choose flag bearers early.
So what you are trying to tell me is that you want somebody who is going out to come and select a leader for you. So the next person will come and say, but I didn't select him.
Direct victim of attack, violent attack.
Where and when?
The first one happened in Parliament. I was pregnant.
Now, for me, it was legitimized by a radio or TV station giving her a position to work.
So for you, take issue with GH1 and what and giving her the platform.
That is where the minority is. We are on them. We've asked questions.
President Mahama will be a mean president if he prioritizes only his children and DCP. He needs to demonstrate a Ghanaian government.
Every Tuesday at 9 p.m., join Umaru Sanda Amadou on Face to Face as he digs deeper, challenges power, and reveals the stories shaping Ghana's future. Only on Channel 1 TV.
We made it 1, 2, 3, and now 4. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for a night of rhythm, culture, and pure Ghanaian energy. Inchinchim Band is back. And this time, it's bigger, louder, and more electrifying than ever. It's the Inchinchim Experience, the Avivi edition. Happening live on the 14th of November 2025 at the National Theatre. Showtime, 8 o'clock p.m. sharp. Featuring Lucky Mesa, Famiye, Na Ajaman, AEC, Lexi the Comic, Kwame Bringer, and TM Music. It's going to be a night of unforgettable music, laughter, and culture, all on one stage. Tickets going for 150 Ghana cedis. You can dial *920*126*2# to grab your tickets now. For more enquiries or information, call 0503-127-463 or 0541-690-409. This year's concert is mainly powered by Avivi Foods, Ghana's fastest growing food brand, championing local produce and authentic homegrown flavors. Proudly sponsored by Center Point Mall, Verna Water, Boat, Zomo. Media partners. Don't be left out of this year's amazing experience. Come and let's have fun together. Inchinchim Experience, Ghana's rhythm, our legacy. Inchinchim Experience. Feel the music.
It's time to promote volunteerism, active citizenship, and patriotism in Ghanaian society,
where we shine the spotlight on the unsung heroes among us.
Today, we're not just launching a program, we're igniting a revolution of skills, dreams, and hope
On Volunteers TV, we highlight and celebrate people and groups that are great examples to us all.
Every single region in Ghana, we're doing something.
Good.
So no one's being left behind.
Over 800 kids that come to school, so having an extra classroom, extra resources will be really, really beneficial.
If you're a volunteer, you're actually serving because you are giving up your time and resources for nothing in return.
Volunteers TV, Sunday at 6:30 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV.
You're welcome back. This is Sunday Breakfast right here on Channel 1 TV with me, Eno Safo, and Jude Duncan. I don't even know how to introduce our guest. I don't know how to introduce our guest because we thought we were getting one, but we have a double surprise. Gabby and Bernard Abeku actually decided to show up on our set together. And
When
you I don't
understand.
You don't understand things.
It was planned.
Yeah, like, you know, it was planned. When you said decided, we had this meeting on Friday, right? Yeah, Friday. That will come.
But how do you plan about?
I asked you on Friday.
Can you imagine?
On Friday, and he said Abeku is coming.
We have to be unpredictable. What time on Friday?
I asked him before I left, which is around 6, right?
This is content.
No,
What
actually
you are
around 5.
discussing now is content. Oh, before 6.
Anyway, you're welcome.
Okay, so we took the final decision after Panorama.
We left it to you. What's happening in sports?
Just
say on Gasa because he's surprised.
I
Can
don't
you
know
tell
why
us
he's
what's happening?
surprised.
They're my guys.
Why are you
It's
surprised?
fine. NSPPD did a church service at the sports stadium, and for the first time, I was really impressed with our conduct with regards to managing it. I think that we should break down the sports stadium and rebuild it. It's outlived its usefulness. Accra Sports Stadium, the ceilings are falling, it's rusted. Yeah.
There's money, right?
The president said there's money to build 6 new ones.
But he said he's going to build 7 new stadiums.
6 or 7? 7. I thought it was 6.
The last time he said 7.
All right, cool.
I don't know where he puts the 7th one.
So guys, I don't know. I'll probably start off with Abeku. Are you impressed with Yao Pofuankra, Veronica Kome, Gideon Hammond?
Why are you looking at this? But why is he mentioning names?
Oh,
but NSA. Yeah, because they are the ones
but the ones who make the leadership at the NSA.
Fair point. Look, I feel they've done a fantastic job. I mean, these guys you mentioned are guys who have experience in the game, and when it comes to exposure to sporting infrastructure and what have you. Yeah, is well traveled. Vero is knowledgeable. And,
former sports journalist. Is she still?
No, she don't want to put it in that.
I think because of the role she occupies now.
Absolutely, yeah.
She would stay away from.
Same with
ex-BBC, ex-Joy, maybe classic.
Yeah, he's got immense experience.
Yeah.
And like Bernard says, I think the role they used to occupy, I mean, being as working as a sports journalist has actually helped us.
True.
Because they were in a position where they used to criticize the people who were managing these facilities. And this is very commendable because I say so, just some few days, Eno sent me something about Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And you should see the layers. The retractable layer they have. They actually built it for the NFL.
Yeah.
They have a 10-year partnership with the NFL in the UK. But in our parts of the world, we don't have this. So how can we make use of the facility in making money and not touching the pitch? And that's what Yao Pofuankra and his people have done. This is what journalists were fighting with the then NSA bosses. I don't want to mention anybody's name, but I think everybody...
started by mentioning names. You should put names.
Okay. So Peter Chumesi and co.
Right.
This is what we were fighting against.
How you put it?
Yeah, Peter Chumesi and co. Because there are a lot of people who occupy.
But why didn't you start from the immediate part?
Well, I came to meet Peter Chumesi,
Okay,
so I would start
fair point.
the blame game from there.
Okay.
Fair point.
To Bawa Majid and I mean, I have a very good friend
yeah.
Bawa Majid and
Yeah.
stuff. Don't touch the pitch. Go on to host non-sporting activities there. And how can you do it? That's a perfect one. That's a perfect
I think
reply.
the people loved it as well.
Yeah, we don't want to see people riding bikes on the pitch, and then when there's a national assignment, the pitch is looking bumpy and
this
stuff.
pitch already needs press, but we don't want the people to be standing
It
on
needs
the
what?
pitch. Press.
Oh wow.
That we don't want the people to be standing on the pitch and praying on the pitch directly. When they are outside like that, the prayer goes directly onto the pitch, and this is marvelous.
Charlie, you came with an agenda to be
Oh,
there's a hidden motive, but it's fine. I'll zoom through it, but it's fine.
Jude makes a fantastic point about bringing down the whole structure.
Yeah.
And I think I agree. Because if you ask me, and I think I've said this on.
I think that's also in the spectacle of modification,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I've said this on several shows that I've been on, that the president says that he'll build 6 new stadia for the 6 newly created regions.
Okay.
We have money, so clearly there's money to do that. Why don't we start making this
modifying?
Yes,
Breaking
bring
the
it
old
down.
ones down
Look,
and
this one
putting
in the
it-
Baba Sports Stadium, and I've told you this, that when you're hosting the Black Stars at maybe the Baba Sports Stadium, even here, it's a different feel when people go there.
Yeah, yeah.
When you go to UK, and this is not like to compare what we have here to the UK, but they found a way to make
Egypt. You do Egypt or Morocco.
Yes, they found a way to make Wembley that home ground for England.
Right.
Right? And it's when England is playing football, it's just one venue that comes to mind, Wembley.
Yeah.
We can do same here with the Baba Sports Stadium. That's why it was tagged the spiritual cathedral for the Black Stars. Because when you go there and the Black
vibe
Stars
is
show
different.
up, so like goosebumps
Goosebumps.
then says, wait, they goo you. Because you see, so if you want to build 6, let's finish taking care of this. And then
Modernize
we
it.
can look at the other one. I think I saw the Ali Muhammad Sports Stadium.
Yeah.
TJ was talking to me about it, you know,
Yeah.
when we hosted the Northern Fair there.
Yeah.
And then he was speaking about how the pitch is in a very
quality of
good
the pitch,
condition.
yeah.
I hear it was Harun Idris who had to pump in a lot of money together with the NSA there in Tamale to make sure that the Ali Muhammad Sports Stadium is looking good. Because that's where Kerala United play. And that's where Northern Ladies in the Women's Premier League also play their football games. So if you don't have that place, now they have to leave there and travel to other places, and that's cost to the teams.
Interesting. So kudos Pofankra, kudos Veronica, kudos Gideon Hammond.
Oh yeah,
Charlie.
amen. Gideon
I think
Hammond.
Jude also has an agenda.
I don't really.
You could have just said NSA, but you keep mentioning names.
Because
No, but the other ones-
yeah, but they are, if it's
But
bad,
I don't
no,
know
and you see-
if it's bad, we mention their
If
names.
it's bad, we put
names
Yeah. When
into
the
it.
stadium, I think the Ghana Niger game or so, the fans were struggling to
When
enter.
they were killing the world.
I
Yeah, we
mentioned
mentioned
his
their
name.
names.
So
And
if
it's good because for the uninitiated, there's nobody who knows who are there.
See, I was,
So
even
I
think,
think
I was
it's good.
saying that we should get to a point where we can afford actual stadium covers, right? So you mount it on it, cover the pitch, and
So like Gabby was right.
but if you
That's
don't
what
have
I-
the means
that's
to do
what I
that,
said to
then
Gabby.
don't. So what, during the event, nobody stepped on the pitch.
No,
you don't.
nobody
Oh,
stepped there.
wow.
Yeah, sure.
Nobody, yes, nobody.
you
I
don't
was in
step
there,
there.
but I had people giving me
No, you
reports
don't step
about
there, you don't step
they
there.
have stewards around
You don't
in
step
there.
there.
And you see, you can't even step there because there's
There's a barricade.
The barricade is there. So what are you going to do on the pitch?
And the stand was
The only
mounted
space that
behind the
the
goalpost.
post.
Yeah,
And
that's the away end.
The only space that belonged to the what was it?
Organizers.
Congregants or what have you.
Organizers.
Maybe organizers or the people, the church folks, the stands.
Okay.
You
So
get
had
But there were
no
some
business
chairs. There were some
You have
chairs
no-
near the dugout.
So similarly, like Gabby Riley preached, the Tottenham Hotspur's facility, you know, the floor right in front of the stands that's closer to the pitch. When you have an NFL game, for example, he speaks of, they lower it
Okay, so that can be a dugout.
so that, well, that's, can be experimented. But then again, in the NFL, there are people who stand, in that space. So there are people who sit right close to the front seats will have access to view what's happening on the pitch. You get it? So I mean, this is a nice initiative. I feel if this should continue, it'll be something that's super inviting in the sense that there will be good money for pitch maintenance. I know the National Sports Authority struggles with money as well.
Okay, so we have the Ghana Premier League as well. What's happening there?
Oh yeah. Your commercial on TikTok is in action later today.
Hey, my friend, you have no business
But
saying
no, why would
that.
you say it's all Massa? Because they went to
Because
Morocco
we
to
went
take
to
five.
Morocco.
But against we've had 2 Ghanaian teams go to Morocco,
And it has been
and the
like
scoreline now aggregate is 11. How the fuck taking 6?
Yeah,
And Kotoko taking 5.
Bibiani no take so. Or
Bibiani
Kabili
played against
Kabili.
Algeria. Yeah. So, okay, if you want to add it, that's you're increasing. But you see, but I think everybody agrees that we are not there yet, and it's a shame that even with our peers in Africa, we can't compete with them. How about if you go for the FIFA Club World Cup to go and face Chelsea and stuff? I mean, we are not even at that level yet. But I mean, the GPL is still in action. Kotoko would want to win the title. You know, they won the FA Cup. They've not won the title since 2021-2022 season, and they brought in a gaffer who knows the GPL very well in Zito. Running and tracking free. Yeah.
They didn't have tactics.
But that's what he said that we won the
And we sold that player, right?
Yeah, but someone people are living. Like they are not too excited
Look.
After the game. No, you see, I don't have a problem with selling the player. But it came right after the game ended.
They cooked the game.
It's the whole idea and going ahead to post it on X. Right after you lose to Morocco. Then you go, you even wait, then you post it in the following way.
I think in their PR, within their PR, they were thinking that he's a fan favorite. Okay. So putting him out that the club
diffuse the loss, the effect of the loss.
The effect of that.
That's
and then they got it wrong because people were so much into what had happened.
I think people added the two of it or they lost it.
and Charlie blew the whole
but there are some good games. Hearts of Oak are also in the I think Didi is yet to lose. He has 3 wins and 3 draws in the GPL.
Even though you speak of him not scoring a lot of goals.
Yeah. I mean, he's a very pragmatic manager. He doesn't score too many goals. But in the last few games, I think they've been doing 2 and 3. So let's see. These 2 teams are in to win the title this year.
We have a few minutes to go. Let's talk about the EPL.
Yeah, Chelsea won yesterday. They beat Spurs.
Liverpool won yesterday as well.
Liverpool won yesterday. And Salah got his 250th.
That's incredible.
That's unprecedented. He's an African recall. You know, so to do that, it adds to what the DJ Drogba's, the pictures they've painted, and it's not by fluke. It tells what we have here in Africa. It explains that given the right room and good facilities, our players can also match the Jimmy Carragher's and Neville's.
No, but Carragher is not that good. Why would you want to mention that?
Ryan
Giggs and John Terry and Co.
From the back of 6 losses, you know, out of 7 games, 5 in the Premier League, 1 in the Carabao. Liverpool seems like they've got their act sorted, right?
No. Really? Yes. They still have a lot of issues to deal with.
True.
Getting the best of Florian Wirtz. You bring Liverpool have been dealing with. No, he's not. No, I disagree. I think it's the backstop.
It's not about like tactics or.
No. Listen,
some things.
I know we don't have time.
We saw him in the gym. See, we check out me something.
No. Listen. I get the point you're trying to make. That in the German league, he was not that like super good. But
he was part of a very good team. That was.
No, but dude, I think you're being unfair with him. This is a new player who's coming to the league. He has to get himself well acquainted with the league. He's dealing with what Ancelotti is also doing with the team. The tactics he's using now, he's not too familiar with it. So
how many games do you need to prove your worth as a player?
No, but
goes into the West Ham team.
Listen.
And he's the best thing after sliced bread and jollof rice.
How many games has he played under Ancelotti?
It doesn't. How many games did Kudus play? How many games did Kudu play under? What is no? Why are you making exceptions for some?
This argument it won't hold because Kudus was.
How many games did Joao Pedro play under?
Kudus was playing in the PL already. He was playing with West Ham United. He knows West Ham.
But Kudus left Ajax and came to West Ham.
No,
how many games did he play
talking about Kudus before he moved to Spurs. Is that not what you're saying?
Yeah, but even at West Ham, when he moved from Ajax to West Ham, how long did it take him to jail? He was dribbling the whole pack and scoring goals. Florian Wassan.
This is because he belongs to the other side.
No. If you are good, it doesn't take long. We will see from the basics.
Have you seen that?
Don't worry. See, 10 seconds. My point is that if you are good, at least some 1 or 2 passes, some technique, so we'll see some flashes. Zero assist. The eye test.
A quick birthday message before we end. Pamye. Okay, so this is to Christiana from Dorothy, one of our makeup artists here. She said, "Happiest birthday to you, our woman king," and we say a big thank you. That's Dorothy's mother. A big happy birthday to you.
And also a big happy birthday to the main man himself, Musa Dankwa. Oh, Charlie. You know.
Happy birthday, Musa.
He's no longer the Lotto forecaster. He's the actual poster, right?
By the way, I see
birthday
the
to
boys are saying
Musa
you brought
Dankwa.
them something. We the ladies are waiting.
Yeah, lovely guy. We love you.
We'll see you next weekend. Keep watching Channel One TV. Bye, bye, bye. Mwah, 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 mwah.
Welcome to Adoration on Channel One TV. This is the only show on TV that allows you to draw closer to God through worship and the Word. On Adoration, you can expect this one thing, that we're going to bring you stirring music that uplifts your faith, dynamic guest interviews with worship leaders from across the country, the globe even. So as we bring you worship today, just stay tuned, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after the break, and I'll introduce to you who's leading us in worship today. My name is Edna Bright Davis. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Adoration on Channel One TV. Now, today we're going to have spirit-filled worship led by a group whose name is synonymous with worship. We have here, leading us in worship for the first time on Adoration, Pastor Yao Inchidazi and the Harvest Gospel Choir.
Thank you.
We are so excited to have you on Adoration. Pastor Yao, how are you?
God's grace, I'm fine.
Well, I mean, the only time I'm this close to you on stage is when? Never, actually. I just see you doing, harvest praise and all that, just leading worship from a distance. So it's great to have you on Adoration.
When I'm not in your office.
Well, we're excited to have you today. Are you ready for us?
Yes, we are.
What should we expect this morning?
Well, we are just expecting that we'll lead you into the throne room of grace, and that you will partake of the blessings of the Lord before you leave. Yes.
Amen. Let's worship.
Thank you. We want to praise the name of the Lord. We know you know the song, but just join us as we sing it. Oh, man, always on time. You can't do no wrong, oh, man. You leave the 99, always for the one. Come on, are you ready, choir? Come on, everybody in the house. Oh.